Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Austin Rose.
All world. All world. That's all you have to do to make a birdie on 14.
Who knows what's going to happen without our other engineers here?
Yeah, no, I have no idea. It's just you, me, and Shane today. So,
oh boy, Shane, do we have audio? Does anybody have audio?
I would say yes.
Do we have audio? Do
you
we have
would
audio?
say yes.
You'd say yes, but you're not sure. I don't. You know,
terrific.
Austin can't zoom in.
I'm concerned about Austin's well-being.
Great start to the day. Bruin Steve said we have no one. There. Oh, Tiger.
We good?
He said there we go.
We good, guys?
Yeah, somebody with some sense.
All right, good.
Shane, you cool with your Raiders? You big NFL schedule guy?
Not really a big NFL schedule.
I'm
guy.
not either, but boy, do people lose their minds.
I don't care at all.
The tweet the Raiders had was weird, and I was like, whatever.
So, are you surprised that other teams like troll other teams like that?
I don't know if I'm surprised. I like it a little bit if they're good at it.
Shocker.
Listen, you know that I like a little pettiness and trolling. I'm okay with it.
I think she's trolling.
But here's my thing. I was listening to this podcast the other day.
Yeah.
This fits right into our show. You're familiar with the movie Tropic Thunder?
Yeah. Yes.
So they were kind of talking about how there was a certain point that, like, if it was funny enough, then it overrode the insensitivities or whatever. And like,
oh yeah, that's your mom. Didn't you put that on a T-shirt?
Yeah, it was basically just like funny wins, right? If it's funny enough,
I'm not funny, therefore I'm not offensive.
No, I am funny, therefore I'm not offensive. Like, if it's funny enough, like you can get away with almost anything, right? Yeah. That's sort of how I feel about the NFL videos when they're trolling people. Is like, it's better if you're gonna troll somebody, it better be funny. Like, you can't miss.
All right, yeah, because then it's like, well, that
then it's cringy and stupid.
Well, that happened to Draymond Green with
the Charles Barkley. 100%. Yeah,
he tried to be funny, he just couldn't quite get there.
Like, if you don't land the punchline, you're in trouble in almost every scenario. So, like, you better land. You better be pretty sure.
Yeah. So what makes something funny? Like, I know who I am. I'm a dude playing another dude playing another dude. Like, why is that funny? See, I didn't even read it right.
I know.
That's King Lazarus, right? Like, why is that funny?
So I think that movie's funny because of my take on like Daniel Day-Lewis, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's a very good actor. I think he's doing way too much. Like I find him unintentionally hilarious, and that's not his goal, right? Like There Will Be Blood is not supposed to be a funny movie, but I'm laughing my head off because he's like, I've abandoned my child. I've abandoned my boy. And I'm like, all right, bud, cool. And so like I think it's the like satirizing their own community of people that take themselves way too seriously.
So
that's why I think it's funny.
So could I pull a Les Grossman? We're sitting here and you're like on a roll, and I'm like, seriously, a nutless monkey could do your job. Like,
again, yeah, it's funny. Also, I will say the writing in that movie, like the
Tropic Thunder,
is really good.
Oh, gosh.
Like the lines they choose to use.
I mean, why didn't it get more words? I mean, it was right up there.
So Robert Downey Jr. was actually nominated for an Oscar for that role.
Yeah, I believe it.
Which is insane.
Well, went into character. Isn't that what actors do?
I'm just a dude playing a dude, pretending to be another dude.
Yeah, exactly. Good old King Lazarus here. I mean, it was a funny movie. It was a funny movie.
It was. And
when Tom Cruise can be funny,
100%.
It's funny.
Absolutely.
What's the matter, buddy? Are we out of focus? I don't touch the camera, so I don't know how that happens. But with nobody here, like, probably ought to make sure that we're in good shape because we got a bunch of yahoos here running the show. I assume that's better.
Yeah, it was just zoomed in too far. I think it's really funny.
Shane, do you know how to zoom?
How he just like saunters in here annoyed, like
all I want to do is a zoom and a zoom.
Just like, yeah, why do I gotta do camera stuff?
Yeah, I was just waiting to get yelled at.
Oh, that's the thing. I mean, that's kind of what
like
we
3, 2, 1.
That's kind of what we do around here. Shane, so here was
the question. Can you zoom out a little bit on the camera? And you know what I said? Sure, I would love to.
Who asked? It has to be Sasha.
Yeah.
She probably doesn't feel good. She had smoked at the dentist.
Yeah, I don't know what she had.
I don't feel so good. It hurts.
I don't know what she had. What she was getting done at the dentist.
I don't know, but when you have multiple trips for the same thing,
she has had multiple trips.
It ain't good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind. I mean, the dentist is fine. I like being able to feel the grooves in my teeth, but I don't have any cavities, so I'm super fortunate there. I have had an exposed nerve that hurt like heck. I had a cracked veneer. Dentist significantly greater than optometrist, significantly greater than just general practitioner.
So you'd rather go to a dentist than just a regular ass doctor? Yeah. That's wild. So outside of my veneers, which hurt at first because the nerve was exposed, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. It's better than like.
What's the holdup with just like going to a regular doctor?
Nothing, but like, would you rather have your teeth cleaned or your privates clenched?
You know, they don't do that every time.
When do
They're not supposed to, at least. You might need to find a new doctor.
I felt an expose coming. Really?
Yeah.
So the whole laying down and rubbing your tummy thing goes away after a while?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, different doctor. Yeah, maybe I should start going again.
So you might need a new GP.
Huh. The more you know.
The more you know. I think we just found out something here.
Huh.
Yeah, I would be traumatized too if that was my experience.
Huh.
I'd be like, hey, what are we doing here, bud?
You're just checking for flexibility. I don't know.
Came in because my shoulder hurts.
But I wipe my own head. Never mind.
It's like you go in for your finger and he's like, all right, drop him. It's like, wait, what? Uh-oh.
Huh. I have to revisit some things.
Yeah, I think we might need to find you a new doctor.
I'm looking. I think I landed on one.
Okay.
I think I landed on one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I think I'm gonna go with old Dr. Dada. His
Oh, so
outfit.
he's
That's
got a-
told us. Yeah, told us that.
Okay. Nice. I didn't know there was a doctor in the family.
It came highly recommended.
I would imagine.
Yeah,
Seems like a
and it's in my wheelhouse. Older, super mature.
six to business.
Yeah, my regular doctor retired about maybe it was COVID.
Oh
Dr.
yeah.
Sartorius, whose granddaughter, by the way, plays on Zoe's volleyball team.
Oh nice.
Yeah. So I see him.
She's getting tall.
Dude, she's ridiculously tall.
When she was in here yesterday.
She's 7.
Yeah.
She'll be 8 when they're out of school, and she's in the 2nd grade.
So she's
Almost a full 2 years younger.
She's young for her grade.
Extremely.
Yeah. Okay.
But as you can tell, what were we gonna do? Keep her at home?
That would have been a problem.
Yeah. She made Micah a birthday card that has texture. She used tape, like broken bits of styrofoam. She wanted it to emulate guacamole.
Nice.
She drew a picture of. She made a scratch and sniff thing, except there's no sniff.
Yeah.
It's a picture of guacamole and something about his birthday, and then you open it up, and it was like this. Is like this expanding taco.
Okay.
And it said, "Let's talk about it."
Just on her own.
I said, "So I thought we were gonna make these when Dad got you from school," and she said, "No, I had free time today. I just wanted to get it done."
What's the guacamole? Is he a big guacamole guy?
He does rock with avocados.
Okay.
That's the type of guy that'll just eat it for GP because it's got good fat content. I left the house this morning because he had to be there early. It looked like I didn't know if this was like New Jack City over off 108th or what, but there was like this stream of what looked to be cocaine on my countertop.
Oh,
I said, "Oh, he must not going to be here for a day or two because he's loading up on creatine," and acted like he couldn't see. I was like, "What? There's something anybody want to tell me around here?"
dude, the funniest things. Speaking of like spilling things that look like cocaine, is when. So I've done this in a couple different places. One, when I was like big into powerlifting, I would take some of my powders with me, like when I would travel places, and I'll be honest, the TSA looks at you a little funny.
Yeah. So I use powder, and I'd lost the lid.
Yeah.
And some kind of
might have been some residue there.
Socioeconomically challenged, little ghetto. I used foil. Isn't that what? Or I could have done plastic with a rubber band, but that's like, come on, man. I think I stopped doing that in college. Just get a new container. But don't act like you haven't done that.
Not foil.
Plastic with a rubber band?
I would probably do some sort of like a saran wrap.
Shane, you ever used saran wrap in a rubber band?
No.
Or I'd try and find a different container. If I lose a lid, I'm finding a new
You guys
container.
just ain't MacGyver enough.
No, not.
Kind of like you've been going to the wrong doctor.
What happened? No, and then the other one is I had to, sometimes I'll carry around like my insulin and my needles and stuff.
Yeah.
I had to do that in the gym locker room one time, and everybody definitely thought that I was like Barry Bonds in that thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's what I would have thought.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm a diabetic, guys. Chill.
Oh, allegedly.
I mean, I got the pump and everything to prove it, and
it's for show.
it's a distraction.
What you see is not what you really see. And then they slow motion hitting Rodney King on the video. That's not funny.
I just talk about something else here.
I just want to get along. So, Shane, are you happy with your picks? Outside of DeChambeau, I mean,
yeah, for the most part, yeah.
This is a fantastic group. Like, we picked well.
Yeah, I was looking at that last night.
So I don't have a DeChambeau or a Rory like you guys do.
Yeah,
but all your other guys are in the hunt.
Yeah.
It's only day 2, but
Shoffley's helping me out early.
And
yeah.
I'll just,
so's Fitz and Neiman.
Yeah, which I appreciate.
I'm not used to the whole picking like for the purse.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of
I'm
learning.
not
I'm
used to
learning. I'm
picking for
learning
the
as we
purse.
go
I'm just
on who to pick.
I'll be honest, I don't love picking for money as opposed to the scores, but that's okay.
Oh gosh, like
I just think there's too big of a gap.
pick better.
I mean, there's only one person that's going to pick well.
But hey,
Tops.
that's not. So here's the thing. What happens if you like you don't pick
If none
the
of us
winner,
pick the winner, then we're cool.
and it's hard to pick the winner.
I know. I'm just saying. If we
You
have
know
a,
what I mean?
we have a habit of people picking winners, might have a problem here.
I'm the only guy of the 3 that has yet to have has yet to pick Scheffler.
Yeah.
I've Scheffler, and we've done this 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't picked Scheffler.
Well, this
once.
is 6, I think.
I haven't picked
we did
Scheffler
4
once.
last
It
year.
might say more about me.
Yeah, I feel like you don't like Scotty that much.
No, he's fine. I actually have really the more terse he gets with the media,
Mhm.
the better I like him.
Why is that?
Because sometimes I just think you have to be held accountable for saying dumb things.
That's just a
Now
terrible
he
question.
is
That's
a
what
little,
I thought, and I got in a lot of trouble
now
last week.
he's but I can be honest and tell you he's a smidge over the top.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not that.
Think he's doing too much?
I mean, if you're fresh off the course, and I don't know, you got to turn in your scorecard. You know, you're in the galley. You get a bubbly. You know, you wiped your brow. It's not like a media throng,
Mhm.
right? You could kind of give a constructed answer about Liv. You know, I just got off the course, man. I mean, come on. Like you've never given that any thought?
I can understand it in the sense of if I'm coming right off the course, I would expect them to ask me questions about my round.
Yeah.
If it's a more general press
they,
conference,
They tried that once and that didn't
Well,
go over well.
that I can be like, hey man, chill. Like this is part of the job.
I just shot a 65, bud. Like, what do you mean?
Well,
What a ridiculous question.
to be fair, that was kind of a stupid question.
That's just a terrible question. Next question.
Next question.
I shot a 65. It's pretty good.
Hey, what do you feel like you left out there? You just hammered Augusta.
I just shot a 65.
Next question.
That'd be like after Kobe's like 81 point game.
Yeah.
They'd be like, you think you could have got to 90? And he'd be like, what are you talking about?
I saw a deal yesterday from Ronda Rousey because
Oh, the Kobe text?
so
I don't buy it.
I don't either.
BS. I'm calling BS. Nobody holds on to a Kobe text for 11 years. That's stupid.
Although I have several people, I'm helping my buddy
Yeah.
round up guys and stuff. And so I'm like scrolling through guys that I think he could collab with.
Okay.
I have lots of people that are no longer with us.
No, that's not what I meant.
No, but listen. though,
Okay, go ahead.
There's still text messages.
Like new ones?
Well, they've been deceased. How new should they
Well, I
be?
mean, like ones that you hadn't read.
No.
So that's what I mean. I'm not saying like
You know-
I've got text messages from.
Was she coming off as though she was reading that for the first time?
That's how I took it.
I didn't.
Okay, I might be. That was my holdup. Is it seemed like he was telling?
I'm pretty sure she's read that text before.
Okay, then that's different. I thought he was telling her new information. The way she reacted to it, that's how I took it.
I thought she was. I took it as she was reminiscing.
Okay, that could be. That could be. I may have read it wrong.
Now you're messing with me, like the whole doctor thing.
That's how I took. I took it as like this is the first time she's hearing this.
Shane, when's the last time you had to cough? No, I'm just playing.
If they ask you to do it more than once a year, if you don't have a condition, it's too much.
Yeah.
Yearly physical is plenty. I took it as though she was hearing the information for the first time, so that's why I thought it was BS. I totally understand keeping things from people that are no longer with us. I have some too. Like I get that. That's not my holdup.
Yeah.
I thought he had held on to this information for 11 years, and I was like, I don't buy that.
Yeah, and you just never know nowadays with this dumb AI.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to deep down legit study.
I know it makes me mad because I'll be honest. I like
quick
animal
eats.
videos.
Yeah.
where like dogs or whoever doing cool stuff or funny stuff.
Yeah.
And there's no more AI on TikTok than that. And it makes me super mad. I was like, why can't I just believe in a world where dogs are doing cool, cute stuff?
Well, I mean, and there are these times like,
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Like, sometimes I like to retweet pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And, famously, people are like, DV, that's AI. I'm like, yeah, there's 227 steaks packed in this fridge, unsealed. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not real. So it's like taking the joy out of just things that I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I follow Deep Oceans. Somebody was hammering me over that.
Oh, yeah,
yesterday.
because you were retweeting
Blue
orcas,
Ocean.
right?
Yeah. Big orca, big great white guy.
It did look AI.
Sorry to be a lazy shark lover, Rico.
Lee.
No, Lee's nuts. What did he hate this dude?
He said, DB, just make sure you pick a doctor with small hands and fingers.
Exit only. Exit only. Exit only. To each his own, but that's my breath. Kobe, zip it. Zip it.
I've gotten better. There was a stretch there, like when it was newer, where I was getting fooled a lot. And
Well, how about those times where sometimes I would like screen it through the chat?
yeah, you're like, hey, is this real?
Is this real?
No, it's fair. Listen, I have to show it because for some reason, Natasha's way better at identifying it than I am.
Yeah.
I think she's maybe just like less hopeful in the world.
Well, and a lot of the stuff that I'm like entertained by is, like those, like the food ones that I asked Natasha about.
Yeah.
Right. Like the flaming onion or
Yeah. Like,
the
those are
avocado.
yeah.
Right.
Those are very obviously AI.
But
And
I still
sometimes
want to
they're-
know if the information is accurate.
Yeah. Sometimes they're wrong too, which is dicey.
That's fine. I like to just be amused.
Hey, it was a cool picture.
Which one?
The orca
A cool what?
picture.
He knows he struggles. He's not talking about Garrett Cole or
Like for the Dodgers?
you're stupid.
Like we're pouring out some water?
No, you pour out liquor.
You don't pour it out. You say DB will fight you over that.
Depends.
I
I
saw-
feel like I'm being painted with like this.
I saw the face you made.
Yeah, but
Well,
Tupac.
somebody chimed in the other day. He's like, "Yeah, just logged in. Weird DV's talking about alcohol." I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I had to reevaluate. It just happened to be that we were on a thing from Costco.
Kids.
Yeah, doesn't Tupac pour it out though?
Yeah, that's my dude.
That's only for homies.
Speaking of which, he still hasn't returned my call. We're
Who?
going on a few days now.
Pac?
Yes.
Well,
You want me to play his voicemail like Ronda Rousey?
well, you might have there might be a time change depending on, is he in Australia now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably hard to line
Down
up your,
towards the Auckland Islands.
Is that why you don't sleep much? Is you're talking to Pac all the time with the time change?
Just trying to get ready for the NFL schedule, my man. Way ahead of the game. Get that old body clock ready. Actually, I'm not the one playing. 10:35 in Australia.
Yeah.
I'd like to play a football game at 10:35 in the NFL.
No. I don't know what we're doing.
Dude, are we in Paris? Yeah, we got the Aints in Paris.
Yeah.
It's not till week 7. They'll have plenty of time to be fumbling around with who the quarterback's going to be.
That's better. I mean, that's better in Australia. At least Paris is only like 6-7 hours.
Listen, I'm terrified of the division because when we do our worst to firsts and all sorts of things, it is going to be a fascinating year because everybody in our division is better. And I still don't know about our head coach. So,
Or your quarterback.
I'm not, listen, the whole Rodgers
my bad.
thing is not going to.
Well, I don't think Cleveland will go worst to first in your division. So that helps.
They could.
I mean, they don't have a quarterback either.
Okay, listen, Cleveland's going to win 9 games.
Listen, I like their roster a lot. I just, unless
Cleveland's going to win.
if
9
they're
games.
they're gonna lose 4 games screwing around trying to have Deshaun Watson
I don't believe that to be the case.
as their quarterback. You think Deshaun Watson's coming back?
I think he'll be more than serviceable.
I think that's I don't know how we want to bet on this, but I will bet on that.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Outside of the
That's insane.
NFC North, I mean, you could convince me it's the AFC West, but the AFC West still has the Raiders,
Yeah.
who I think will be much improved, but it's the toughest division in football.
Yeah. I mean, the AFC West is rough.
Now, you have the 3 juggernauts in the West, but you have
They have the Cardinals.
You have the Cardinals.
Yeah. You get a couple free wins with the Cardinals.
You know, so
That-
there's no gimmies in the AFC North nor
No,
the NFC. Everybody in the NFC North's got to be thinking they're at least a wild card.
I think the AFC North
Everybody in the NFC North's got to be thinking they're at least a wild
is
card.
the most competitive. Their top end isn't as heavy, I don't think,
Everybody.
in the AFC.
as the AFC West or the NFC West.
So you think the Ravens will continue to come back to the pack?
I think the Ravens are probably the best team in that division, but you don't have the what's the separation between Seattle, LA, and San Francisco?
Oh, what's the separation between the Ravens and the Bills?
No, I'm talking about just the division.
No, you're talking about being weak at the top. Everybody likes the Bills, so my comp is starting with the team.
Okay.
Let me say this clearly.
Okay.
You said you think it's the toughest division, but it's the weakest at the top. So
Yeah.
if you think it's the weakest at the top, I'm going to start with who you think's at the top,
Of
and
the
then I'm
AFC.
going to pit it against who a lot of people think is going to represent the AFC.
Mhm.
How far are the Ravens from the Bills?
I would say, I mean, I don't know how to quantify it. I would say I'd say they're a full step behind.
I mean, you wouldn't laugh me out of the room though, right?
No, absolutely not.
So it ain't that bad at the top.
I'm just saying the difference between, I don't think there's anybody else in the division of the AFC North that I would take to go out of the AFC.
So Cincinnati's got all 11 starters back on offense and a totally revamped defense. Joe Burrow has proven
I
when
love Joe
healthy
Burrow.
and he plays, he will light your ass up like a Christmas tree. If they're even remotely walking with a pulse
Mhm.
defensively, that's a scary football team to play.
I don't know how much I trust Joe Burrow to stay healthy.
Well, I mean, we can operate like worst case scenario, or we can talk.
I'm not
Best
operating
case
worst
scenario.
case scenario. I'm operating
best-
in the
if-
recent history scenarios.
Yeah, that's fine. But assuming Burrow is healthy, and you can say, well, I don't want to assume that team is really good.
that's fine. I would still be surprised if they came out of the AFC.
And they're going to be pretty good.
I would say I would be less surprised if New England, Buffalo,
$50, Emmett. $50.
Denver.
Under 8.5 for Believeland.
I don't want to bet against. I mean, I know he's doing a different thing. I don't want to bet against Cleveland. I want to bet against Deshaun Watson. I want to find a way to bet against however you feel about Deshaun Watson.
Emmett, I'll take it. We're on. Gentleman's handshake. I like you, even though you rock with Dallas.
Oh, is he a Cowboys fan?
Oh, I remember the whole Emmett, the
Oh,
namesake.
that's right. Gross.
That's a little harsh.
Just the Cowboys are gross, not the name. The name's fine. We like Emmett Johnson a lot.
I can't believe I actually think they're going to be good.
I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be better. I think there's too much confusion in what they want to do at quarterback.
That's a good. That's
8.5 is a good number.
And I bet you that's their season win total. It's got to be 7.5 or 8.
I'll say I bet they're lower
That's
than 8.5.
that's a good number. Because 7.5, I would have.
Definitely handed me
Deal.
over.
8.5 gives me pause because I think they're an 8-9 win team. That's a good little wager.
I'm gonna see if I can find Cleveland.
Hey, and Emmett, I trade for budgeted items. So, like, if you want to give me like $50 worth of eggs or poultry, shoot, I saw salmon fillets.
Vacuum sealed bags.
Yeah, definitely. I need new vac. I tried to go cheap because they had a variety of sizes
Mhm.
on the Amazon order. Not as quality a bag.
I'm trying to figure out where these numbers are from, but this is on Yahoo Sports. They have the Browns at 6.5.
I know. Like, I get it. But anything below 8, I would unequivocally said
Right.
yes.
I just mean like in terms of how you feel about him.
He gave
on
me
the
something
outside.
that I think he has a slight advantage.
8.5 is a good number.
He has a slight advantage, and it gets my even though I'm not the one competing.
Mhm.
In the moment, he took advantage of appealing to my ego. So I'm going to give him credit for that. I can admit when I'm weak.
All right. Well, I think we've got FanDuel here.
I think my favorite Googler. Hey,
6.5. Yeah, they're at 6.5 too.
can you? Yeah, I'm giving him a full 2,
Yeah, give them a full 2 wins.
2.5, because 9's the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean advantage Emmett. Emmett, I think you should throw in an extra whole. I almost was going to say chicken, but you just said no bleep. I think you should throw in an extra dozen eggs.
Does Emmett have eggs?
I don't know. They're only $4. He can.
I think you should have taken
I'd feel better, 54 to 50.
So to give him the odds, I would have.
A couple of dozen eggs.
I would have asked
58 to 50?
for like 60 for a win, 40 for a loss.
Yeah, you're constantly negotiating. I like that.
I mean, you got to.
Oh, I know. I'm telling you, he took advantage of me being in the moment.
Got to find favorable terms.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it, and then I was like, fudge. I just literally looked at their schedule.
Yeah, Emmett says he thinks there are 7 or 8 wins. So he's not far off from you, but he's on the
but
other
it's
side.
listen, another game and a half is
No, it's big.
It's
big,
huge,
yeah.
especially in that division.
But he would take the over on what Vegas has.
Yeah, but that's why I think that's why he chunked the number up because
Yeah.
6.5 is slam dunk.
Yes.
I mean, if I believed in futures,
Mhm.
I just don't like futures.
Yeah.
And like stuff can, and I get it that you're playing. That's what the futures are, right? Well, if everybody'd stay healthy. No, so
yeah, I mean, there's added variables there.
yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
No, I believe the children are the future.
I haven't done future. Sharpie, Gary, and I used to do that with baseball.
Mhm.
Win totals.
I actually really like futures. I think you get better odds.
No, and I get it. Right, you're playing a long game. It's like
I think you get less.
An 8% interest IRA, like you just set it and forget it.
So I don't know if this makes sense or not. It probably doesn't. You're dealing with more variables in terms of injuries and things like that you don't know yet. But I think it evens out some of the game-to-game variance.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I like futures. Is you get better odds, and like over the course of the season, if I'm right about how I feel about a team, I'm more likely to cash out.
I need some help. I can't focus.
Okay.
Hey, read going Juan. What does Juan mean when he talks about looking? I don't feel like processing, but I'm curious to see if, like, when I'm looking versus not looking, does my tempo change? Is he talking about me? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Come
what
on,
he's
man,
talking
figure it
about.
out. Shane, figure it out. Ravi and I are talking. You don't do much else.
Okay, I'll get on
He
it.
says when you're not looking at the screen, the change in his tempo talking catches you off guard.
Me?
I have no idea. Juan, who are you talking about? Just tell us. It's fine. It's no big deal.
I don't know why. I see.
He's probably talking about me.
He can't.
You're
even
not on
see
the
your
screen,
ugly
Shane.
face, Shane.
Exactly.
Good talk. Coming up on the show today, we got Tim Verghese.
You are so mean.
Why would you say that? He's probably talking. It's like,
He's joking.
I know. Come on. You said he was ugly, and I'm the mean one?
He is.
I say good talk. You say he doesn't see your ugly face, and I'm the mean one.
Just because that's my opinion doesn't mean that he has to believe that. When you say good talk, you're like devaluing his, like,
And you're devaluing his face by
Shane,
calling him ugly.
do you really care about how I think you look versus whether Ravi thinks you have half a brain or not?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Which one is more offensive? Being called ugly or being referred to as not very bright? At least when I called you stupid, I told you to your face.
He's right here. I'm telling him to his face every day.
Well, you're doing too much.
Apparently, Sasha has to get her wisdom teeth out next week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, way too old for that.
She is going through it with the dentist this week.
Can I
this
just
month.
tell you? This is a true story. We need to call D Benning
Yeah.
and save the your mom drove you to the dentist stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Your boy woke up.
Okay.
During the pull and yelled through the dentist's office.
Yeah.
They came in like it was a raid.
Hmm.
Everything okay? Once I came to and like kind of really knew what I was doing, that was the last trip to that dentist.
Oh, yeah.
He said, well, I gave you enough for enough tranquilizer for a horse.
Apparently not, big guy.
Yeah. Well, you know me, like, you know my dose. I don't know what it is.
Are you part ginger?
Did he make you cough?
I don't know, man. I woke up and my pants were unbuttoned. Oh. Shane, you a big jerky boys guy? That was a good pull. Good pull. You weren't intentionally referring to the jerky boys, but that made me laugh.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
You know the thing with gingers though, right? And anesthesia?
No, can I say that?
Gingers?
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, I like the soda, but
People with red hair. What do you want me to call them? I don't know.
I don't know. Like, what if somebody said the blacks or because you know what I mean? It doesn't seem right.
What would you like me to call him?
I don't know. I don't know if it's copacetic or not.
People with red-headed complexions.
Heath, is gingers okay?
They have a weird, super high tolerance to anesthesia. You have to tell your doctor if you have anybody in your family with red hair.
Did I tell you about the colonoscopy? Yeah, like I'm that guy, but I'm not. I don't have red hair. What? I don't. Still checking. I don't know why I did that.
He says use ginger, no ER.
Okay.
That's funny.
You reading it was funny. Ginger.
Well, it's a little lot.
The guy that couldn't say Nicola. Ginger.
Listen, I was trying real hard to pronounce that one correctly, just in case you tried to slander me anymore.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's a very good pull, Heath.
Yeah, no, but that's a real thing. You have to tell your doctor, otherwise you'll wake up during surgery.
Yeah, I told you the story, and he's like, you good? I said, yeah, I struggle. Like, go extra.
Yeah. Just be like, I got redheads in my family.
Cool.
They'll
I
know
told
what
you
to
the
do.
anesthesiologist was like, I was trying to make jokes, and he's like, why aren't you asleep yet?
It's like, take a nap.
He pressed harder over my face. I was like,
With the mask.
I was like, I don't think he likes me. Yeah, stop talking.
Just breathe in this nice gas.
Dude, that wasn't that long ago.
No,
It was
I know.
kind of funny.
No, I know. That's
Ginger. I may be saying that now. So I'm guessing it's a okay term.
I think so. I've never heard any. I don't know, man.
Do I have you thinking? You have zero conscience, like you care.
I don't really. I just sometimes it's like, hey, I think intention matters more than
Ginger. Redo that again.
not trying to like marginalize the community or anything. I think we're probably okay. He says that's why I like getting tattoos, because I can finally feel something for once.
Heath, you're a big tattoo guy?
Oh yeah, he's got lots of tattoos.
I don't have any. Do I need more cool points?
Yeah, you need to go. Let's go get tattoos, DB.
Ginger. Degenerate Aaron liked it too.
You wanna
I'm
go?
gonna drop him off some meat.
Let's go get tattoos.
No, I don't have the temperament.
I'm not saying like matching. I'm just saying like let's go get tattoos.
No, I definitely wasn't inferring matching. That's a little.
You like came at me like no, like I'm not. No,
What
just like
Kobe
let's go
say
get
to
tattoos.
Fat Lock, he was like, "That's a Bikram yoga stretch."
Let's just go get tattoos.
No.
If you got one, what would it be? Have you thought about it?
Yes.
What would it be?
It would be the record label, The Bad Boy, the little kid with his hat on sideways.
Yeah.
That's the only one I've ever wanted.
Why?
Do you know me?
Yeah,
You're
Damon.
it's kind of
ODB.
little kid, kind of,
Kind of naughty.
That's my word.
That's why I used it. I was trying to describe you.
Do you like how I gatekeep general vocabulary?
Yeah, I was like, that's just a word, man. Like, that's
Whatever. I think I've made PP famous.
Adrian Wyatt. That's a callback, man.
Listen,
He goes jewels and mules tats.
he sent me a reel yesterday of how to pronounce Korean words. I'm gonna have to play it because I laughed. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear this.
gochujang. This is the correct way to pronounce Korean food terms. 고춧가루, not gochugaru. It's 고춧가루. 불고기. 불고기.
You've never said. You always say bulgogi, and I think like, oh god, this dude likes babies on his face.
Tteokbokki is the rice case. This one's good.
My bad.
Bibimbap, not
Damn it.
bibimbap.
You can't say that. You can't say that. I was just waiting for a gochujang. You can't.
Oh,
You can't say that. Scott
David.
wants to go get tattoos with us. Yeah, you can't say that. it took me like half a second. Like what?
What is going on?
Bad. I don't think that's how that's pronounced either. Scott wants to go get some ink with us. He says ginger's cool. We embrace it.
I mean, it's squirted.
I'm going to take
like
Heath as a
first thing in
representative
the
for the whole
morning.
community.
Okay.
I'm just trying to move on here.
Yep.
Mm.
It's totally fine.
Apparently, Scott had a nerve block for an ankle surgery, and it didn't wear off when they said.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, his anesthesiologist was Rob Zadishka, and they said they gave him enough for a 350-pound man,
Yeah.
which Scott is not. Last I saw him, at least. It's been a year. Never know. You good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You need a bit? Apparently, Alex's half white and half Mexican friend has a tattoo of Tupac.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
All eyes on him.
apparently.
Such a great time to take a break.
The fact that you're trying to move
Oh,
on
my
and
heart
just
hurts.
can't pick another topic is
Yeah.
just
I feel like I have an ouchie.
At least says you need to make sure you go to church on Sunday.
I don't want to take a break.
Oh.
CFP professor says my nerve block for my ankle surgery lasted 72 hours. Guess no ginger in my Irish heritage.
Anywho, how about the NFL schedule? You happy with the Niners?
I'll be honest, I don't care about schedule at all. I haven't even looked at it. I don't.
Thanks for the lifeline. That was cool.
I tried to take a break, and you're just like,
No, and I agreed.
oh, okay. I didn't see a nod.
Dingaling over there was like,
Yeah,
I
you're
think-
always nice to him. He's like, I don't want to take a break.
I think we're good.
Now he plays the music. Joe Good, what's your problem with the NFL? That's aggressive for no reason.
Jeez, Kobe Jr. At least he didn't use caps.
Apparently, he's mad about the NFL, the Niners draft. I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad.
Niners gonna be good.
Joe Good, I don't understand you sometimes, man.
So sometimes he's a little angry. It's fine.
He says, if you're feeling vulgar, call me a day walker.
No, I've got enough problems.
All right, we'll be back probably. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, I mean, it's we've played well in this ballpark, and our guys feel comfortable and confident. We've had a lot of good moments in this park, and yeah, it was good to see us kind of set the tone for this one. I mean, we got up to an 8-0 lead, and there were some moments in the game where we had to make some pitches to get off the field, and as did they. But we just kind of set the tone so much that they were chasing too many runs, and we were able to finish it off. Yeah, it was great to see him bounce back that way. He was just real competitive. That's my biggest takeaway there. It wasn't, didn't think his stuff was any better. There wasn't a whole lot different to that. He even had a couple of walks in there too, but it wasn't, he didn't give in. He was very, very competitive. He made big pitches, and he kind of kept the innings short so we could continue to score and get in there and stretch the lead for him.
think it's huge. I think it just gives us a lot more confidence than when it's your first time going through. You kind of know what to expect. You know the environment a little bit more. But I think it's just going to give us even more confidence than it did last year, where a lot of us, it was our first time. So I think it's huge. Like, we have everybody behind us. So I think that's going to be different than when obviously we're LSU and Tennessee. Our parents and our families were there, but there's a lot smaller crowd. So just to have everyone behind us is going to be really huge for us. Yeah, I think it puts you at ease a little bit more. I mean, especially like Tennessee, they had a little bit of a rowdy crowd last year. So I think knowing that like a lot of the people in their stands are people that you know.
My thoughts, excitement. We've been talking about, it came an idea years ago. Hey, why don't we try to host the Big Ten? This was before we had the stadium. And the thought came into action, and fast forward, and here we are. So super exciting. I think it's a great opportunity for us to showcase our facility, our state, our city, and to encourage people come out and watch. This is a chance to watch some tremendous track and field. The Big Ten is so loaded across the board in all of the events, not just with Nebraskan athletes, but all of the Big Ten. You're looking at some of the best track and field, definitely in the NCAA, if not in the world.
Right now, since we just came off the practice fields, it's really about the game, and that's actually the most familiar place. But I'll tell you, even when our team walked out on the field today, I took a moment, I put them all on the red in and center field and said, just take this all in. You have earned it, so I want you to feel it for a moment, and then we'll get ready and practice. And because they have earned it, and that's why I actually wore my shirt today, because they've earned it. I think the feelings are very similar. I mean, like I said, things that are swimming in your gut are going to be swimming in your gut or flying in your gut. And I think that you just learn to try to take those and know that that's a good energy. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I think where people really have to work, because we are at home, it's kind of like funneling down, and because there's just like a lot of excitement, and even on after we won the Big Ten tournament, I wanted the players to have a good day and a half where they could just kind of go wee, and then once we had the selection show, now it's time to funnel it back down, and that's where we are now.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by NextGen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ.
We had to reboot because we lost audio. It wasn't because although I did take a break.
Yeah, DB needed to take.
Can I just do that again though?
Need to take a couple laps.
I'm gonna do this again. Okay.
I don't think this is gonna go well.
Just a second. I'd like a little clarity. I feel like
what clarity can I provide on Korean pronunciation?
I feel like I was framed.
You weren't framed. You said it. There's video of it. It's not AI. I was here.
This is the correct way to pronounce Korean food terms. 고춧가루, not gochugaru. It's 고춧가루. 불고기. 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 All right, this one's a good one. 떡볶이. 떡볶이.
That's what I was trying to do.
I still don't know what you're trying to do. I don't talk about Korean food that often. I don't know why this is necessary.
Love Korean barbecue.
No, I know, and the chicken is good. I've had some good Korean fried chicken or barbecue chicken, whatever, both.
Wait, those are vastly different.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is, so you've got I like the short ribs and I like the fried chicken. Those are completely different things. So you can't say, oh, grilled or fried or whatever.
Well, I can't like both of them.
You can, but you were using them interchangeably as though you assumed they were the same thing.
Or maybe I was just talking, just kind of stream of consciousness.
It's fine.
Yep. I do understand that ribs and chicken are different. I'm aware. I like both of them.
Deep breaths.
I think I like the chicken more than the Korean short ribs.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Just in case you were wondering.
I wasn't.
I mean, I wasn't wondering how to pronounce gochujang either, but here we are.
It was bulgogi that I wanted you to understand. It's the marinated little strips.
Right. Is that what it is? You had a different definition earlier. You okay? You good?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, for me, I held it together remarkably well during that incident.
I think you're sensational.
Sasha was really proud of me. She sent a text.
It's the strongest I've ever been.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed?
I just a resolve in my spirit, I was like, I can't go down that path. This show will never recover.
Yeah. We caught a break. No Rico, no Austin. We're fine.
I don't know. I don't know if that made it better or worse.
No,
I feel like Austin would have burst in here like the Kool-Aid man. There would have been an Austin-sized hole in that door.
I'm more of a sausage guy, though.
And he just would have said, "What?"
How about a PGA update?
Sasha says 1,000% worse. 1,000% worse.
Yeah. Scotty Scheffler tees off at 7:40.
I just felt like I was out here on an island by myself. I just wanted some friends.
This was a few minutes ago. 3 under. You got Alex Smalley. You've got Jaeger and Minwoo Lee.
Since you're big into pronunciation,
guys went low.
How do I pronounce old poltergeist name at the top here?
Pogeister? Pogeister? Poister?
Portageiger? I don't know I don't know how to say it.
Every time you butcher a word,
yeah,
you remind me of my dad. I used to think he did it on purpose. You're not a whole language guy. Like, why do you struggle with phonics?
Because it's a different language. I don't know how they pronounce things. It doesn't matter if I'm whole language or partial language or whatever. I'm not whatever Pot Geiger is originating from. He's South African, so he's probably Dutch. There's probably some Dutch in there.
I think you're an idiot.
Unless Aldrich is a historic African name. It doesn't seem like it is. Aldrich. He's probably from the other part of South Africa. Gotta be careful. I know how to pronounce.
I think Biko is pronounced a lot like Bota.
So how do you pronounce Potgieter?
I'm not sure. I just need to.
I'm just gonna call him old boy poltergeist until we get some clarity.
Did you see Patrick Reed, who you were animate about not taking? Is that 2 under?
Yeah, I saw that.
Were you disappointed? You seem to enjoy cheering for him.
I was disappointed that he was doing good and disappointed that Shane was doing good because those guys have not.
Shane, who was Lowry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lowry's temperament is going to be interesting if he's in it down the stretch.
I know how to pronounce Stefan Jaeger.
Oh, run along, my wayward son.
Jaeger. More familiar with that.
That's fine.
Than I am Poltergeist. I'm not a horror movie guy.
Oh. How was your feedback with Coach Wade?
It was good. It was good. Seemed like people really enjoyed the interview. I thought there was some interesting stuff in there. The things that I gravitate towards. I really appreciated him kind of sharing the story about him taking the year off and sort of finding his way in 2020.
You kind of went in off air before we did the film study, or did you say that on air about the common theme of failure?
That might have been off air.
That was off air.
I think.
I thought that was interesting, though.
Yeah, no, I like it when I like it when people have been through stuff. Like, that's important to me because I want to know
how much of that is because you've had to overcome.
A lot.
Yeah, me too. That's what I gravitate
a lot.
That.
But I also think it's because I don't want to find out for the first time what you're made of if you're going through it with me. Like, I don't want that to be the first time.
Interesting.
So, like, if I've got some idea that you can overcome some stuff, even if I don't know exactly how it's going to look, that you've got a little resiliency to you.
Are you into any, like, Negro spirituals? Do you know the song "We Shall Overcome"?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean,
they had been through some stuff.
Yes, they have. Agreed.
I mean, it's okay.
I agree. Anti-slavery. Thumbs down.
I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
0 out of 5 stars.
He's like, yeah, TV in my head. I can see all your little voices. I don't know what to do with this, man. I'm just, yeah, man, what he said. It's okay.
0 out of 10. Would not recommend. No,
I go back to like Coach Rule describing, like elite level quarterbacks and 5 stars and not having been through anything. And
you don't know what you get until you throw them out there.
Yeah. Or, Jeff Sims and how he was like, you're thinking, oh man, maybe new environment. Like he's got the tool. Like, he said, with quarterbacks, it's just until you've gone through it. But I think that's
part of the reason I like Calandria. It's he kind of went through it at Virginia. Yeah. Came out the other side at UNLV.
Ty Robinson talks about it a ton. Yeah. Cam Jurgens talks about it a ton.
That's why I like Coach Rule better after Carolina than I did before.
Although, you know what's funny about that? You remember I told you and this is just me caring about him as a not my person.
As a friend.
As a friend.
Yeah.
Well, he's just mine. It's my person. And Julie be like, yeah,
take it easy, bud.
I wondered a little early on if he was gonna overcorrect.
Yeah, if there's too much baggage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't think he has, but I want up until that point in his coaching career, things had mostly been sunshine and rainbows. Like he was kind of that dude. So
it's vastly different rehabbing things that aren't good at a low expectation level than rehabbing things that aren't good at a high expectation level.
Absolutely. And
because I thought it was interesting how Coach Wade was very adamant about continually bringing up that they're not there yet but they're continuing the journey.
Yeah.
Right. Like I felt like it was important for him, whether it was how he speaks to his players or he was self-talking to us. It was like, look, man, we know we're not where we need to be. Because I think he wanted to say a little more about expectations, but he had to refrain because, when he says, look, I'll just say this and I'll leave it at that.
Yep.
Look, I'll just say that. So I felt like there was this, it's just cool, the authenticity of the duality, because he's very confident, but he was guarded in terms of setting an unrealistic expectation for us to consume, even though he may think differently.
I mean, I think I took away that he likes that group.
Yeah.
I also took away that he was not going to give us anything that we could throw at him like hell on wheels. Like that, and both of those things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
I look at his career, and part of the reason I kind of gravitate towards him, he's at Midwestern State, UT Martin, Chattanooga, Middle Tennessee, like nowhere anybody really cares about, right? He's just kind of, this is for over a decade. Like he's kind of just middling away at these small school programs at the Division I level. He's off in 19 and 20. Goes to Georgia Southern, goes from Georgia Southern, Appalachian State, Georgia Tech. All of a sudden, he's considered one of the best offensive line coaches in the country. Exactly at the moment in which he told us that his entire life changed, basically. Like he reevaluated, he got comfortable in his own skin. Like that.
How critical is that?
Dude, it's maybe the most important thing in the world.
Yeah. You definitely couldn't function without it. As much
Oh God, no! I would be in so much trouble. Like I would be screwed.
Yeah,
because I get a lot of blowback for the things I say, and that's fine. Like I understand not everybody's gonna like me. That's cool. When I turned 30, basically for the first time in my life,
it took me a lot longer to learn that. If I would have known that at your age, I could have saved myself some meltdowns.
Oh yeah,
but the getting secure thing is
feeling comfortable in your own skin. Like it's just be comfortable being you. That is it's the thing that Coach Hurd talked about with us when we talked to him about Omaha softball. He said, I have to give these players a space where they are comfortable being themselves, and then I will get the best out of them. And I think that is maybe one of the most profound things we've ever heard a coach say on this show.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to Tim Verghese coming up next year.
More profound things.
Yeah, all sorts of profound things from Tim Verghese.
Tim, very profound.
We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
My thoughts, excitement. We've been talking about, it came an idea years ago. Hey, why don't we try to host a Big Ten? This was before we had the stadium. And the thought came into action, and fast forward, and here we are. So super exciting. I think it's a great opportunity for us to showcase our facility, our state, our city, and to encourage people come out and watch. This is a chance to watch some tremendous track and field. The Big Ten is so loaded across the board in all of the events, not just with Nebraskan athletes, but all of the Big Ten. You're looking at some of the best track and field, definitely in the NCAA, if not in the world.
Right now, since we just came off the practice fields, it's really about the game, and that's actually the most familiar place. But I'll tell you, even when our team walked out on the field today, I took a moment, I put them all in the red in and center field and said, just take this all in, you have earned it, so I want you to feel it for a moment, and then we'll get ready and practice, and because they have earned it, and that's why I actually wore my shirt today, because they've earned it. I think the feelings are very similar. I mean, like I said, things that are swimming in your gut are going to be swimming in your gut or flying in your gut. And I think that you just learn to try to take those and know that that's a good energy. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I think where people really have to work, because we are at home, it's kind of like funneling down, and because there's just like a lot of excitement, and even on after we won the Big Ten tournament, I wanted the players to have a good day and a half where they could just kind of go wee, and then once we had the selection show, now it's time to funnel it back down, and that's where we are now.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by NextGen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Tim Verghese from inside Nebraska. Tim, how we doing?
Not bad. How we doing this morning?
We're hanging in there, man. Tim, I should probably know the answer to this if you gave me context clues from your personality, but are you a comedy guy when it comes to movie genres?
Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot, I would not have guessed that.
But you're like, okay, so give me so I can get a sense for your personality in terms of your movie taste here. What are your three favorite movies that not necessarily the best movies you've ever seen, but the ones you keep going back to?
Ooh, let me pull this up because I just put together my Letterboxd top 4 a couple weeks ago.
Okay,
I always redid it.
Time out. Your what?
My letterbox.
What is it? What's a letterbox?
Okay, so it's an app. You can log all the movies you see. You can rate them like from a 1 to 5 scale, and then you can put your like 4 favorites.
Guy. This is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say my 4 favorites as they stand: Catch Me If You Can.
Okay.
Palm Springs.
Catch Me If You Can. Is that
that's Tom? No, that's Tom Hanks and Leo. He's the con artist.
Catch Me If You Can. Oh, the bank guy, the guy that does the heist.
The checks.
Yes.
No, not the heist. The checks.
Oh, did you?
I almost said something that it was just a mix of words. I said banks and checks and things.
Was it at the airplane movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Good job, Nicola.
He tries to listen. Don't try and distract from your bulgogi incident this morning. All right.
The word.
I can't. I'm not Korean. I don't know how to say it.
Clearly,
it's the one where he pretends to be a pilot. Shane.
Okay, Palm Springs.
That one's really funny. Funny.
Who's in Palm Springs?
So that's Andy Samberg and Kristen Milotti. Basically,
Yeah, it came out during COVID. It's a rom-com. It's not super serious, but like
it's really funny.
During COVID and like coming out of it. It's my favorite. I think rom-com of the modern era. I would say. And then Robin Hood's up there for me, like the OG animated Robin Hood.
With the fox?
Yeah.
Like Robin Hood and Little John running through the forest. That one?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
That one.
Weird. You don't have kids. Like
no, I watched when I was a kid. That was a flashback to like 6-year-old Ravi.
When you had the comb over?
Oh, yeah. Oh, styling.
That throws me for a loop. So Disney, the old school animated Robin Hood.
That had to come out in like the 60s, didn't it?
I'd say 70s.
Yeah.
Because it's after. No, I'd say 70s, late 70s. I bet. Give me TK Elite movie. TK, you also like Shrek.
73.
And my fourth is Doctor Strangelove.
Oh,
again.
I'm not. I know of the movie. I've never seen it.
Tim, are you sure you shouldn't be 60?
I was gonna say that. That's a wild one.
Doctor Strangelove. Give me the rundown.
Okay, so I would say it's probably black comedy is the best way to put it. Like, it's black and white. It's a parody of the like, I would say just like Cold War discussion is probably the best way to put it, but like a parody of that. But like, you can see there's a lot of influence on like a lot of modern comedy artists. Like there's a lot in there. You watch it. There's a specific actor in there. You watch him. You're like, oh, there's no way Tim Robinson didn't derive all of his facial expressions from this guy.
That's a Stanley Kubrick one.
Yeah, Kubrick.
Okay, Tim, I need a moment to chastise. Did you say?
Yeah. He said black comedy. And
you doubt I needed that explained, so you dropped the
I said dark comedy, not Tyler Perry. There's different kinds of black comedies. There's like dark comedies, and there's Tyler Perry comedies.
Absolutely incredible.
I was trying to help clarify. You said you weren't familiar with Dr. Strangelove. I was trying to help out.
Tim, that might be about as diversified a list.
Yeah, that's great. Like the variance there is crazy.
That was my goal. I wanted to have it like 4 from like different genres that like, hey, these are the 4 movies I keep coming back to. Like, and I think all 4 of those movies, I wouldn't say a rewatch once a year, but definitely like every 2 years for sure.
All right, I want to keep it light just for a second. I don't need to hear from you. Okay, you're on punishment. When is there like a hot take about something that's popular that you just for the life of you can't understand why people like in terms of movies? I have a few, right? I think
I have one.
And Glorious Bastards gets a ton of run. I thought that's
one of my favorite movies.
Super overblown. I clearly don't understand how Roots has had its longevity.
Wasn't Pulp Fiction one?
So I've never sat through Pulp Fiction.
So you just don't like Tarantino?
I love Tarantino. Okay. I am a huge Kill Bill. I love Hateful Eight. I didn't love Django.
Terrible.
I liked Django. Like, I get Tarantino.
Okay.
I didn't get Pulp Fiction.
Inglourious Basterds is one of my favorite movies.
You have one of those?
I enjoyed Inglourious Basterds. I was going to say, I don't know if there's like a movie one I have that comes to mind off the top of my head.
You know what's overrated?
What's that? I have a super hot take on this one.
Oh, there's someone in the chat saying Shutter Island is so overrated. I just don't disagree on that. I enjoy Shutter Island a lot, but The Prestige I think is my favorite from.
The Prestige is phenomenal. That's such a
Prestige. Yeah, Prestige is my favorite from that time period.
I'm gonna buoy this.
Okay.
No pun intended. With my affinity for ocean life. I absolutely, if I believed in reincarnation, I'm coming back as a shark or a killer whale. But Jaws, for the run it gets, is for me extremely overrated. And that movie has aged incredibly well. Like, people think that was like of its time. Like,
I always took Jaws as like people appreciate, and maybe I'm wrong here in how it's perceived. I always took it as they appreciated what the achievement was at the time. Like, nobody had done anything like that before. And I thought that was part of the Prestige. It's almost sort of like a Beatles thing where it's like, hey, it's not necessarily my favorite music now, but what they did at the time was pretty
but I'm also a guy that thinks the Beatles are overrated, so I get it.
I don't know if I have a movie one. I'm not a Seinfeld guy, but I'm a Curb guy.
I
like Curb. I can't do Seinfeld for whatever reason.
I'm not a Seinfeld guy either.
Oh, no, there are lots of those sitcoms. I loved Seinfeld, but I did not like Friends. So
yeah, I'm not a Friends guy either. I'm not a Friends guy. I'm not a Seinfeld guy. I'm a Curb guy, and like Curb's up there for me. And then like it's a lot of like Danny McBride stuff recently that I would say sitcom wise is up there for me.
Were you a Righteous Gemstones guy?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I grew up in, like, I'm from Houston. I grew up in a big Southern Baptist church. Like, I was like, oh yeah, this is all just, yeah, this all tracks.
Awesome. So TV, would you guys let me off the hook if I said something was overrated that I didn't finish?
Depends on what it is.
The Wire.
Oh no, I'm not gonna. I'll let you off the hook there. I think The Wire is overrated.
9 episodes.
I can't speak on it because I'm not done with it. But yeah, I mean, I don't.
It
hasn't captured me the same way, like, because it's up there for people with like Sopranos, the first like 6 seasons of Game of Thrones, and you know, like the great, like Succession, like the greatest shows of all. Like, I don't know if I would have it there based on what I've seen, but I also need to finish it, and I know a lot of people say you kind of got to get through it to understand it and like sit on it a bit. So
it didn't change. Finishing it didn't change anything for me.
Amazing. Daniel said the new Frankenstein movie. Tim, I watched that going to Maryland, and on the way back, no judgment, I watched the Ed Gein story. I just was going through like these Netflix. I was very disappointed in Frankenstein.
Can I take my super hot take that almost everybody disagrees with me with? The Robert Pattinson Batman, I think sucks.
Oh boy.
Oh
yeah, I can't get on board with that.
The newest one?
Yeah.
Dude, that movie was so good.
I didn't care for it at all.
You're a dummy.
Ravi, I have been like, no joke, like the 2 movies.
I saw one of your reviews.
Yeah, I mean, like, I am actively hyping up the casting for the Batman Part 2. Like, I am that invested in the series.
It wasn't for me.
Hey, you want my hot take?
Talk to me.
This is the hottest take maybe in America when it comes to sports. My hot take is Ahmad Hudson will flip on Sunday. Wow. Even
interesting.
Ahmad Hudson will flip and be a Husker.
Interesting. Look,
you kind of did a deep dive on this, Tim, a little bit.
Yeah, so look, I think Nebraska, there's a non-zero chance. I would say, like, and that chance is moving up, I would say, of Nebraska getting Hudson back to campus at some point before signing day. I mean, I like it just wouldn't surprise me at all, whether it's in June, whether it's in the season. It just wouldn't surprise me at all. that said, yeah, I mean, for that to happen, I mean, for Nebraska to pull this thing off, they're gonna have to win some games because that's the one thing that LSU is able to kind of hold against them right now. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a non-zero chance of it happening. I mean, I didn't close the book on Nebraska and Hudson when he committed to LSU for a reason. I think there's still some chapters to be written in this whole recruitment. So we'll see what happens. I do think Nebraska needs to be careful in how they play this. I mean, LSU. There was a lot of this recruitment. We talked about this when he committed. There's a lot of this recruitment where I felt like LSU didn't take it as seriously as they should, or, I mean, they didn't, for the relative to the talent, they kind of dismissed it as always an in-state legacy. We're going to get him. And that's how they kind of approached this recruitment for a long time. Nebraska has to let LSU kind of fall back into that. You can't keep them aware that you're making this push. Because if they're aware of it and they're aware of like, oh, hey, Nebraska's still in this and they feel like a real threat, they're going to keep pushing. It's LSU. I mean, this is a program they want. But if you're able to lull LSU into a false sense of security, which, I mean, it happened last year. I mean, it genuinely did with a few prospects. And it's a different recruiting staff now. So you would hope this stuff doesn't fall, under them again. But I mean, I noted it when Nebraska flipped Dylan Berriman and kind of the backstory on that one. Look, Texas has kind of dropped off communication with Berriman, and I had gotten word of that, so I let Nebraska staff know. No one picked up on that. LSU was right in state, and LSU liked Berriman. They didn't pick up on that until like months later that, hey, once he publicly decommitted, and even in the end, it took a couple weeks for them to truly get engaged. So this isn't, I mean, LSU, again, we'll see what it looks like on staff. I mean, so far from what we've learned about the staff, they're not necessarily one that works with a whole lot of sense of urgency, but they up the ante when the time comes. And so that's what Nebraska needs to be careful of is, you got to be careful in how you play this thing out if you're really going to try and pull off this flip.
You guys will be coming back to this May 15th. This May 15th segment, that damn DB.
You want Nebraska to play possum a little bit.
Somewhat. I mean, like but like at the same time, like they have to push and they have to go visit him and have to do that. But like I just think, I mean, look, they built the best relationship in this recruitment for a good bit. And again, like I said, they've done a lot from a plan standpoint. And look, down the stretch, I still wouldn't discount the impact of Trey Taylor being on the team and the relationship those two have. Like that's going to keep Nebraska in this thing and in the conversation until this thing wraps up.
TV, I know that Nebraska is pushing pretty hard on wide receivers in that 2027 class. They've got a couple already, obviously. And I'm curious, in your mind, does the late ad of Purify in 2026 change their 2027 board at all, or just still full steam ahead looking for at least one more, maybe two?
They're looking for one, maybe two. And like this week, I kind of got word that we may be looking at more like two more additions in the room instead of like they are open to multiple additions to the room, even with adding Purify. That said, I don't think there's that same sense of urgency, I would say, to get a big body receiver. I mean, they made a run at Jamar Taylor. They were hoping to get him to campus this week. And then, he kind of decided to accelerate things and commit to Rutgers. And it didn't really seem like Nebraska was too worried about that. I mean, whereas, maybe 2 weeks ago, they were really trying to make this run at him, really trying to close that gap on Rutgers. But they got Purify in the boat now in the 26 class, I think in 27 now. I don't think it's necessarily a need to go get a big body. I'd like to see him go do it. I think that's something that they could afford to add more of to the room. Whereas you look at the body types they currently have, I mean, they have a 6'1" receiver in Tay. They have a 5'9" receiver in Caden Howard, and then Matthew Gregory is right around 6 foot, and then Isaiah Alvarez is also around 6 foot. So you're getting a room that, I mean, this capable size, but not necessarily going to blow you away. So there's big bodies on campus right now that they're excited about. I mean, Quinn Clark at the top of that board, and then you've got Jeremiah Jones, who of course they're developing, working on Purify, and Keelan Smith, and so there's big bodies in the room right now. I just don't know if there's going to be one out there for them in this class because of who they're pursuing and where this thing kind of stands heading into OVs.
Let me talk to you a little bit about the position I'm the most captivated by, which is the linebacking core. I always try to find different ways to bring it up. I want to go to some of the specific targets. So we talked about body types last week with some bigger guys like, Foster and Chambliss. And Shaver's kind of being the small guy of the bunch, which sounds weird to say, right? Especially since we've seen him play with such physicality. You're going to get a healthy Dawson Merritt back, hopefully, maybe mid-June, where he can start training. We talked about Mooberry. We talked about Christian Jones. When you're looking at a guy like Brady, who not all of a sudden, over the last month has really picked up steam as they continue to try to hammer that area in terms of their recruiting portfolio. Do you like his development and kind of his projection based on where you think you see this linebacker room moving?
Yeah, I mean, I think he needed this offseason. I know there've been some questions on like, hey, why did it take so long for Nebraska to offer? The film hasn't changed from his junior season. He's 20 pounds heavier than he was his junior season, and now jumping 10-1 in the broad. Like those two metrics.
A lot of Purify-esque type.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Stronger.
Yeah.
The numbers have stayed the same, but he's bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's some of that, but like I was pleasantly because you turn on the tape and you just like ask around and you're like, oh, it's somewhat of a developmental process. Like again, like still putting on the weight, still figuring it out. But you turn on the tape. I mean, I really like the way he triggers downhill. I like the general reaction speed, his instincts. I think something I noted it. I have a story up breaking down his film and then the other linebacker they recently offered from Sakalis. Yeah. And with Brady, I think something you notice with him, he camped in Nebraska back as a freshman as a quarterback. And you really see that quarterback background kind of pop up at the second level for him on the defensive side of the ball. I think he does a really good job of reading the flow of the play with patience and then triggering as needed. I think he does a good job fitting the run, shows good speed and pursuit. He's someone who I think you could utilize as a blitzer, utilize kind of as a green dog. He can work off the edge. He can mug. So he can do a few different things, especially and what Rob Roach is going to ask his linebackers to do. He's one that I think fits. Something I'm going to have to wait and see with him is just going to be continuing to just read out line of scrimmage stuff, you know what I mean? Because I think he does a good job reading the quarterback, reading the running back, but just flow of the play from the first level, like from the offensive line. I think something I want to see more of, and for both of these guys, even Henry's a true safety at the high school level. Both of those guys really want to see them read better in the box.
Yeah, that's so interesting that you say that, which is one of the reasons why I like taking advantage of talking to you, because you can get technical with the actual football play. And when you roll tape like that, and sometimes you'll hear evaluations, classic runner hitter, or we get into like these generalities. But when you're actually talking about reading guards or playing pullers, or because you never really know, right? Do they read guards? Are they seeing the triangle? Are they guard through to point back? So you don't really know how they're being taught. And a lot of times I think we assume that players are taught that, and not all high schools are kind of the same with that in terms of how they coach those guys. So I think it's fascinating that that's something that you pick up on, right? Because people talk about triggering or how they can play downhill or whether they can't play downhill. And sometimes a lot of it is just simply understanding offensive designs.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like see ball, go make play, but some guys coach like that. You know what I mean?
Hey, there's guys like going into the league where it's like their biggest complaint is, well, they're kind of just a see ball, go get ball kind of guy. Like, and there's a lot of talented linebackers. Like, I mean, again, if you have to be a good enough athlete to play that way at the college, at the Power 4 level. But yeah, there's a cap on what that looks like at the next level if you're not playing. I mean, I think about and look, this is going to be unfair to those guys because those guys, again, relatively are further along than your like raw high school recruit who's still kind of figuring out how to read within the box. But a good way I would put it simply is like, look, I would put your Devin Whites and Patrick Queens kind of in the see ball, get ball type, where when they're paired up next to a really good linebacker like a Levante David and a Roquan Smith, all of a sudden things really open up for them, where it's like that this guy can work through the traffic, and then this guy just has to use it.
I played with a guy like that. That's Terrell Farley.
Yeah, and like you can survive like that. You can live like that, but you got to have someone next to you who it's like the Shoot, I mean, that's like kind of what I think. And like, I think people kind of slot in Anthony Hill as like the Fred Warner for Robert Saleh at Tennessee. I think he's going to be more of like the second backer. Like he's going to be more of like, yeah, your see ball, get ball guy and your blitzer, and then they're going to have to get someone else in there who's going to be more of the like, hey, like I'm the green dot here. I'm the one that can see everything and is kind of directing traffic out here at the second level.
Tim, when we're talking about the kind of the different styles of linebackers and what you've seen, do you feel like Nebraska's focusing on certain types in terms of see ball, get ball versus kind of the type of guy they need to play next to? Or have you, we asked this about defensive linemen. Is there a trend or a common thread you're seeing of the type of linebackers that Nebraska wants?
I think frame-wise, I'm starting to see a trend, but I will say something that's really interesting, and I noted it in the story. None of the linebackers they're recruiting, I mean, I don't think they're recruiting similar line. Like, Kobe Rhymes looks different than the rest of the group, but he's more in your Vincent Shavers type mold, even though I think from how he sees the game a lot better than Shavers did coming out of high school. Like, he just naturally sees it a lot better at the linebacker position. But frame-wise, he's more like that. But what's really interesting is like Matthew Brady, for example, there's multiple times at the point of or in coverage where it's like, okay, he's capable of dropping and zone dropping, but I don't know if I trust him necessarily in man coverage just yet. And there's multiple times on tape where he's in position to make a play. The hand-eye coordination just isn't there. Like he can't get his hands on the ball or can't squeeze the ball, just isn't able to. He'll deflect the pass, but it's like, oh, you had a pick six. You had a pick six right there, and he just can't make the play. And then you have Henry, who, again, 6'4", 195 pounds, playing at the safety level. That guy tracks the ball exceptionally well, moves around at the third level of the defense really well. He's someone who at the second level, when he spins down, is going to be able to carry those tight ends and line and running backs at a high level, going to be able to zone drop and have high instincts there, where Brady's more developing. And I think you look across who they're recruiting. I mean, like, again, there was a point where it was like, okay, Benton was the guy they were really pushing for, and he was a little more versatile and could do a few different things, but you really like that guy again he has some safety background. He's better in coverage than like a Tate Wallace, for example. And so I really think they're trying to pair coverage instincts with more, hey, in the box, like run game instincts. Is at least the read I'm kind of getting on it. I don't think they want to necessarily stack too many guys that are good against the run, but have some work to do against the pass, or too many guys that are good against the pass and can drop into coverage, but are like, for example, Henry Sakala. Like Henry can't really see in the box right now. He's at the third level. I like it's going to be an adjustment for him to spin down and start reading things out in the box. And so you don't want too many guys like that, but you also don't want too many guys that are solely run defenders that have some work to do, aren't necessarily the most fluid, where they got to turn their hips and drop into coverage.
It's fascinating. Benton was one of the guys that I actually got a chance to watch film with the staff. A couple guys on the staff, and I think kind of scary, eerily accurate in terms of the mixing and matching in terms of what they're looking for. Like I'm listening, and I don't think you're very far off at all with the complementary pieces.
In terms of like variety of skill sets?
Yes.
And some of this is like, hey,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
And some of this is like, you have to look at what is currently in the room. I think Owen Chambliss is more of your, hey, like this is a guy who can come downhill, sees things really well, and can then defend the run at the high level. Dexter Foster's your big athlete who you can drop into coverage. But hey, from a pure seeing it in the box standpoint, those eyes need work. I mean, there's some stuff on Steve did a good breakdown on it, but there's some stuff on that Oregon State tape where it's like, oh yeah, those eyes need work, because he's just either caught in position, or he's seeing the wrong thing, or he's just following the flow of the offensive line and not really looking at the flow of the play. There's some of that with Foster. And so I kind of just look at what they're doing currently and the body types and the traits of what they're recruiting next. And at least that's how I piece it together in my head.
His red zone breakdown, Steve, is we're on to get to that with you. I don't want to steal his thunder. Maybe we bring him on next week to let him get his own shine, but that was sensational.
Yeah. That was really good stuff. And I'm really interested to see, because I think some of it's going to be Georgia Tech derive, but some of it's going to be Vanderbilt too. Like I think we need to we need to look around a little more and see kind of because some of it's going to be Virginia Tech and not Virginia Tech, West Virginia and what Dana did there. Some of it's going to be derived from Georgia Tech and what they did. But I think the Vandy influence on this offense is going to be very real beyond just the off script stuff they do.
Jeep Wade said something yesterday about wanting to hang their hat on a couple of things, and through experience, if they can't do this, then they can get numbers in the QB run game or find other ways to get the ball to the perimeter. And inside, it's like all these. I was just going to nerd out and turn it into a football segment, but people talk a lot about AC's propensity to maybe turn the rock over. But if he takes a little better care of the ball, and Nebraska, who has shown repeatedly they can get in the red zone, can score touchdowns by playing 11 on 11. I'm just telling you guys, like, based on how I know they want to run the ball, that's the great equalizer, is scoring 2.5 more points, 3 points every trip inside the red zone. And duality at the QB spot and the versatility in their run game is how you do it. You have to be able to run the ball in the red zone.
Yeah.
And it's not just running duo. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. And yeah, I mean, like I'm excited to see what this looks like. Again, I know we talk a lot about Calandry with it. The changes to the offensive scheme, but so much of it comes down to the personnel they've added along the offensive line and what they think they're going to be able to do with the guys they have. Like BB, you can speak to this more than I can, but like there's a confidence in what they can do behind that offensive line right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Tim, I want to go back to linebackers for just a second here, because I thought it was a little bit fascinating, but I'm curious how, this really kind of touted class that they brought in last year, or I don't know what the recruiting cycles are, whatever, but with Merritt, Christian Jones, and Pierce Mooberry all coming in the same class. Based on what we talked about in terms of what they're looking for now, obviously they were brought in under at least some different coaches. How do you think those three fit into what they're looking for now on the recruiting trail?
So weirdly now, I think, is it crazy to say that of the three, the guy probably highest on long-term now is Pierce?
No.
That's why I've been highest on long-term.
This dude's home from day one, so I don't appreciate you saying that, Tim, but it doesn't surprise me at all.
I think now,
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
He's a big, strong, fast kid that's finally getting an off-season to train. And as mean spirited as he is,
I would say he likes hitting people.
He's I'm just hoping we can let the dog off the leash. Like that's a dog that will hunt.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm still pretty high on Dawson. I think Dawson, for me, what I'm going to have to wait. He's someone I think I need to wait and see what it looks, because even his profile coming out, because he was a good athlete coming out, and I thought he did some stuff instinctually well. In high school, but he lined up all over the place, and I thought some of his highest, like the best flashes we saw from him were kind of rushing the passer sometimes, and so really need to see what it looks like, because him and Christian, I would say, both really good athletes, but still need to kind of see it to believe it in terms of how they're seeing it at the second level, like their eyes within the box and their ability to break down and react to what they're seeing in front of them.
And plus, I think when you 4 down, and Nebraska, listen, Nebraska was in 4 down 50, I don't know, almost 60% of the time last year. So I don't want to make excuses, but when your base becomes 4 down and you understand that you can kind of gap out and then factor in kind of what they want to do on the back end with using corners in the run fit, it will be much cleaner for second level guys, if you know what I mean. Because the more odd front you play, the goal is, to have one guy for 2 gaps. Sometimes until you understand it, it can slow you down. So when you go with true 4 down principles, you can gap teams out quicker.
Yeah, and it helps. I mean, I would say it helps again, just in general, I think it's more encouraging for a younger guy. And I wouldn't put Vincent Shavers in there now. He's getting older now, but for younger guys, I think it accelerates the timeline for them in terms of being able to contribute, even if it's not, hey, this guy, we're not going to get 20 snaps out of him, but hey, like for Dawson, for example, coming off the injury, like you can get him 10 to 15 snaps in this scheme because especially if he's next to someone like a Chambliss or a Foster or someone who is a little more experienced within the scheme. I think you can survive with a good athlete out there as a second or even maybe even third linebacker if you go into base 4-3.
Yeah.
Tim, there's you mentioned on Twitter that Nebraska, and I think you had a profile on him a little bit, but Nebraska offered 4-star in 2028 Chandler Dyson. We've been so focused on Trey Taylor in that 2027 class and what they're doing with QB there. I think I remember you saying you're an advocate of getting that a 1-a-year type quarterback. What's their board look like after the Trey Taylor year in this upcoming 2027?
Yeah, 28's an interesting one. I need to let me pull up the exact list of offers right now because so I would say here, I mean, the new offer is one to keep an eye on. Anytime you see a new quarterback offer, and knowing what the staff in terms of how they offer it too, like they don't offer without seeing quarterbacks in person for the most part. So, so Dyson's one to keep an eye on moving forward if and when they can get him to campus. I would say the names to know. Gavin Hampton out of Murfreesboro, Riverdale, 4-star, 6'4", 195 pounds. He's one who big athlete. I think still like and still kind of figuring it out in terms of the processing, reading some of that, but like love the tools, love the traits. There's a lot in there. Hunter Fujikawa out of Hawaii, another 4-star. He's one who camped last year. Thought he was a very consistent thrower of the football. He's I think one of the higher floors in this 28 class, I would say. I mean, I think he does a good job. He's a good distributor, and at the very base level can be a solid distributor at the next level. What the ceiling looks like, I think that's something that we're still waiting to see with him. Something I think we still need to see developed. Trayvon Towns is a guy who's visited a few times now out of Rancho Cucamonga, 6'3", 205. Again, good frame, good athlete within that frame. Like what he's shown on tape, he's someone who I would say, again, when we were evaluating Trey coming off of his sophomore year, it was like, oh, he needs to add more weight to his frame. He's kind of the opposite Towns is in that there's some baby fat on that frame that needs to get lost, and I think he needs to just adjust the proportion, the mass proportion on his frame a little bit. So waiting to see what that kind of looks like, and they're monitoring a few others. I think that's going to be this going to be a big summer for QB evaluations. I did hear Josiah Boyd, who's the number 3 quarterback in the industry right now here in the 2028 cycle, he got a huge bump in the latest Rivals ranking, which is why he's now the number 3 quarterback in the country. I got a few angry texts from people in Nebraska's scouting department that were like, hey, we were trying to keep this guy under wraps. We were trying to get him to camp and under wraps, and now he's the number 2 quarterback in the country. So not sure if we're going to be able to do that. So they have their eye out. I know they know what they're looking for in this 28 cycle. I think also having Trey committed has allowed them to approach this approach this in a calculated manner. I mean, I don't think they're necessarily going for you look across the board and what the 28 cycle has to offer. There's a few guys in there, especially at the top, that are, hey, this guy's not going to be sitting on the bench. You know, I mean, I don't like Chris Vargas at the very top of this thing. He's probably going to he plays with 24K on the 7-on-7 circuit. Is expected to be competing at the Battle of the Boneyard this summer. Wouldn't surprise me if he leaves Nebraska with an offer. Number 1 quarterback in that cycle. He's someone, though, I don't think he's going to be coming in to sit, you know, like I just don't think that's how his recruitment's going to go. And so that's going to be something to keep an eye on is how Nebraska approaches that, knowing they have an elite caliber quarterback committed in 27. That said, they want to stack guys with high floors. They want to stack guys that can do things at a high level. I would say, again, like right now, if I was to say, if you were to pick of the offers they've made, who really makes sense for them, I think Gavin Hampton and Hunter Fujikawa are 2 that make a ton of sense for them. But it's going to be a big summer. I'm expecting a few more offers at the position. I would say there's also a good chance Nebraska's 28 quarterback hasn't been offered just yet, or may have just picked up the offer in the sense of Chandler Dyson, who's yet to visit.
Let's go down to Locust Grove, Georgia. With what Coach Wade is trying to do, you're looking at a 6'4", 290-ish pound tackle. We listened to him yesterday talk exclusively about what he's looking for, how he wants to recruit. Not as big into measurables as maybe some. We kind of got a chance to hear his philosophy. What's the latest on TA?
Yeah, that one's getting interesting. Nebraska's been at the top. He came out of he visited Nebraska 3 times this offseason. Coming out of that second visit, mentioned Nebraska was at the top of his recruitment. And has spoken very highly of Jeep Wade, spoken very highly of the relationship he's developed with Nebraska staff, because he visited 3 times this offseason, but he's also on campus for a game in the fall. So he's got some pre-existing relationships on the staff. It really helped that Jeep Wade knew him. At Georgia Tech, they just picked up that relationship where they left off. They've continued full steam ahead. I put in a prediction for Nebraska, and I'm standing with that prediction. But that said, last few weeks, Florida's really closed that gap on Nebraska. They went in home last week. And I noted it over at Inside Nebraska. I don't want to get it confused. Florida's not putting pressure on him, but Florida has a growing offensive line class, and there appears to be some pressure in the sense of Leo's looking at that class growing and saying, oh, if I don't commit maybe here soon, there may not be a spot for me when I plan to commit the first week of July. And so now the question around that recruitment is, could he potentially accelerate his decision to try and claim that spot in Florida's class? We'll see if that happens. Jeep Wade was just out there last night for his spring game.
Can we call him Jim? What does he prefer? Magnum TA? What are we going to call it?
But yeah, that he's one that if he sticks through to his original plan to commit that first week of July, I believe he's aiming for July 3rd, is the commit date he's gunning for. Nebraska's going to get the last OV. He's going to spend a lot more time around Trey Taylor, Amir Brown, and a lot of those commits he's gotten to know with each passing visit. I mean, look, when we saw him at the spring game, he was just roaming the stadium with Trey and Amir and Tay like he was one of them, like he was one of the commits. And so, again, I think Nebraska's well positioned here. They've done a really good job of establishing themselves as this top contender. Down the stretch, though, need to see if they can fend off Florida, because Florida's got some juice on the offensive line side of things. Hey, Phil Troutwing, man, that guy can recruit. That guy can recruit offensive linemen, and so they've got their work cut out for them in that one. But my prediction is still on Nebraska. We'll see how this thing plays out over these next few weeks, because once he starts making OVs, I think he's going to finish out that slate. We'll just have to wait and see if he actually gets to these OVs.
That's our guy, Tim Verghese, Inside Nebraska. Tim, great stuff as always. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. It was fun.
Thanks, TV.
That is Tim Verghese from Inside Nebraska. Got
Timi Aliu.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna do the white guy nickname.
He's a big dude.
Yeah.
I knew that's Rajiv. Yeah.
I like
they're on it tough. They're supposed to get him in town again on the 19th. Like the 19th through the 21st is Nebraska's next kind of big OV weekend.
Yeah. That's I liked Jeep Wade's philosophy on how he got into the type. I like offensive linemen that can move. Like, I like those, even if you're not pulling a ton, although I do love pullers, like just having the ability to move and be athletic. Like, I'm not looking for these monuments of offensive linemen.
I agree.
I like the direction they're going. Now, obviously, the biggest guy you can get that can move like that is obviously going to be an advantage, right? But so I'm not out here saying like, oh, you can't recruit anybody over 6'5" or anything like that, but they better be able to move a little bit.
Gonna need it with these again. This is not popular to say around here, but with these lighter, quicker movement fronts, you have to be able to match athleticism.
Yeah.
They aren't seeing a bunch of pluggers anymore.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
It's like
not a lot of Vince Wilforks out there anymore.
No.
Hard to find those guys, and hard to find them in college football these days.
Explosive guys with heavy hands.
Not a lot of Gerald McCoys out there.
That's what we're looking for. Although he was
explosive.
He was a lighter, quicker guy.
Yeah, he was explosive.
For as light as 290 could be.
Was he not bigger than that?
I don't think so.
I
think Gerald McCoy is. I'm going to guess 293.
He's the guy that went in the same class as Sue, right?
Yeah, and they debated between the two because one could play
I thought he
one
was
could
bigger.
one could play head up. The other was more of a penetrator.
I thought he was bigger. But
And I was like, guess what? Sue can play.
Sue can do whatever you want him to do.
He was. Give me the measurables.
For some reason, maybe it's just because play style. I thought he was bigger, but I could be wrong.
No, I could be wrong too, but I just remember.
I thought he was like a 320 guy, but I could be way off.
Let's go, DB. 6'4", 294.
I'm just saying, if I'm 294, like I don't know,
Man.
one should be a little bit more. So
I'll mess around.
Sue was actually bigger than him
A smidge.
a little bit, yeah. Like he was because he was light threes, right?
Yeah, I
Like
don't play.
302.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to that black comedy ombre. I don't even like Tyler Perry.
It's pretty funny though. Nice comment.
Just ask you.
Pretty good.
Just ask you.
All right, let's take a quick break. That's DBM Ravi.
I think McCoy was an Oklahoma City guy.
I know he's Oklahoma. I don't know where he was from.
No, I know the school, but I think he was.
yeah.
I think he was. I don't hear about a lot of guys coming out of OKC. I think he was legit Oklahoma City.
No,
guy.
you get a lot of Tulsa.
Or
that's
Enid
Jenks,
or
right?
Edmond or
Jenks is Tulsa, I think. Yeah.
I played with a couple guys that went to Ike.
Yeah.
Well, Will Shields, famously from Eisenhower. Ike used to be a power.
Yeah. I know Enid and Jenks. And then there was one more down there that was really big when I was in
We
high
got
school.
Willis Brown. He was from Edmond.
Yeah. Oh, Edmond, that was a big one. Yeah. You're
where
right
was-
though. You don't get a lot of OKC
Yeah,
proper guys.
and I think he's legit OKC.
Now that I think about it, that is odd for as much talent as you got out of Oklahoma. All right, let's take a quick break. That's DBM Ravi Lulla. Let's Hurrdat Sports Live.
My thoughts, excitement. We've been talking about, it came an idea years ago. Hey, why don't we try to host a Big Ten? This was before we had the stadium. And the thought came into action, and fast forward, and here we are. So super exciting. I think it's a great opportunity for us to showcase our facility, our state, our city, and to encourage people come out and watch. This is a chance to watch some tremendous track and field. The Big Ten is so loaded across the board in all of the events, not just with Nebraskan athletes, but all of the Big Ten. You're looking at some of the best track and field, definitely in the NCAA, if not in the world.
Right now, since we just came off the practice fields, it's really about the game, and that's actually the most familiar place. But I'll tell you, even when our team walked out on the field today, I took a moment, I put them all in the red in and center field and said, just take this all in, you have earned it, so I want you to feel it for a moment, and then we'll get ready and practice, and because they have earned it, and that's why I actually wore my shirt today, because they've earned it. I think the feelings are very similar. I mean, like I said, things that are swimming in your gut are going to be swimming in your gut or flying in your gut, and I think that you just learn to try to take those and know that that's a good energy. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I think where people really have to work, because we are at home, it's kind of like funneling down, and because there's just like a lot of excitement, and even on after we won the Big Ten tournament, I wanted the players to have a good day and a half where they could just kind of go wee, and then once we had the selection show, now it's time to funnel it back down, and that's where we are now.
to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. Coming up in just a little bit, we will talk to our friend Ben McLaughlin from Husker Radio Network. He's been busy doing some,
and his old, it's like home away from home, Minnesota.
Doing some baseball calls for Nebraska. Speaking of baseball, the chase for the conference tournament title returns to Charles Schwab Field, Omaha, May 19th through the 24th. Don't miss the best teams in the Big Ten battle it out in Nebraska. Visit big10.org now for ticket information. I am excited to talk to Ben. Got a nice little win yesterday.
Never a good time for me up there
in Minnesota
from a football standpoint.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, AAU was a blast, but
well, that's where you fell in love with. Not fell in love might be strong with Suggs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you saw Holmgren up there too.
Yep. Exactly.
I'm a big Chet guy. I know I don't love Oklahoma State. I like Chet though.
So the guy that runs that basketball academy grassroots, Brian Sandifer, he had a son that also wanted to come back down here and play for the Beef.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like a very small
Yeah.
world. And I mean, Caleb, he's super young.
Yeah.
He's middle school back then. He's the first guy that asked me if he could if Caleb could stay up there.
Oh, gotcha.
I was like, yeah, no. So
your kid's always trying to move away, man.
Oh man, I mean, man, it just kind of seemed weird, doesn't it? He didn't. Caleb didn't ask me. The guy asked, but man, Gerald McCoy's net worth was only 30 mil.
So he didn't get the big second contract.
Well, he did. I mean, he played 10 years. You'd think. But I don't know. Yeah, I had to look it up just for my own sake.
Let me look at his contract by contract because he must have not got because Sue got that big.
Sue got multiple, and remember,
but that big one with the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, but he also did the LeBron thing where he
Just
did the
one
short
year. Yeah,
short twos.
Yeah.
Well, and wasn't he the last one to get the big rookie one?
That would have been Bradford's year. Yeah,
no, it was the year after. He was the first year of the scale,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, right around there, Shane.
I think Bradford was the last one in 08. So I think Sue's year was the first year with the scale.
Yeah.
Or no, he would have been drafted in 10.
Yeah.
So he was second year with the scale. Because Stafford would have been the first year with the scale, right? 09?
Yeah, right after.
Yeah, because Bradford was the last one to get the ridiculous rookie contracts.
I saw a stat yesterday that career earnings, Cousins will crush Brady.
Oh, yeah. Cousins' agent is the best in the business.
I mean, sometimes I the numbers, but getting that perspective, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Wow.
Yeah, I was watching this TikTok yesterday of like who had the most enviable NBA career if you're just like a normal dude. And they were talking about kind of being able to make a lot of money, but fly under the radar and not have that much pressure. Like, because if you're one of those guys, like if you're LeBron,
in the NBA?
Yeah, like if you're LeBron, Kobe, Steph, you've got like a certain level of
you have to achieve
pressure to achieve. You've got a certain level of fame that is probably cumbersome at certain points. Whereas you've got guys, the guys they brought up were like Kyle Lowry, who.
So he just was on TikTok. He was watching a game because, famously, Kyle Lowry had a meltdown when we were flying him in for the Adidas Championship.
Mm-hmm.
When he brought his team here to Omaha. But anyway, apparently he's got a kid that is going to be unbelievable.
Really?
Yes. Can you believe we're that old?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, like the milk purify thing didn't sit great.
Yeah. Kyle Lowry's a good one. People say, he stole like the last 5-6 years of his career.
Well, like
4 or 5 years of his career.
So he made big money for a while in the middle of his career, won a championship.
How about the balloon deal he got? Was that the Heat or Washington? Kyle Lowry got paid.
He got paid a few times.
Yeah.
Was the best player on the team for a while, but was not so famous that he probably couldn't just walk around most cities and people wouldn't know where he was.
Yeah.
The other one that somebody brought up, which I thought was really funny, was Tobias Harris. Now, from just a size standpoint, he's going to stand out because he's like 6'7", 6'8", or something. But he's made over $300 million.
Yeah.
He could walk. 99% of people, even basketball fans, if you just saw a picture of him, you'd be like, I mean, he looks kind of familiar. I don't really know who that is.
Yeah.
Like
Kind of like his game.
has never been relied on. He's always been like, oh, if Tobias Harris is your third best player, you're golden.
Yeah.
But it's never been like, oh, he's going to be our guy. Like he's sort of the like Peyton Manning backup quarterback of the NBA, where it's just, hey, you're never going to have to do anything too much. You're going to get paid to be in the league, except he's been paid over $300 million for this role.
God, you know who kind of reminds me of that, except he has a popular name because he's played for winners?
Who?
I mean, life's had to be pretty good for Al Horford. The prowess of signing Al Horford is always like, you just went next level, you get Al Horford, but he never has to be like.
He's like your third or fourth best guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of the Al Horford love is like him as a person, like around your team, especially now where they're like, hey, like he's
kind of
gonna,
like Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, like he's going to make you better especially if you got young guys.
Look at Harrison Barnes' career.
Oh my! Listen, no,
save the slander.
I have a really hard time with Harrison Barnes.
We're not doing that.
I have a really hard time with Harrison Barnes.
We're not doing that. We're gonna love on Harrison Barnes.
Why?
Oh well, first of all, he's regional, right down the road.
About 225 so far.
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm just
$225 million for Harrison Barnes. Yeah. I just saw his jersey hanging when we went to Iowa City because we went to the first arena. There's this pretty cool complex where they play AAU. His jersey's still in the Raptors. I told you I went to Marcus's Page Holiday Tournament when they played in Sioux City.
Oh, okay.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean that'd have been
long
2010,
10 maybe 11.
Yeah, because it might have been before that.
Save the Harrison Barnes slander.
I will not save the Harrison Barnes slander. If my man could have made
$225 million
any single shot in that finals, we'd be having totally different.
Stop it.
It's totally different discussions.
Stop it.
I'm just saying. We'll be right back with Ben McLaughlin here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, I mean, we've played well in this ballpark, and our guys feel comfortable and confident. We've had a lot of good moments in this park, and yeah, it was good to see us kind of set the tone for this one. I mean, we got up to an 8-0 lead, and there were some moments in the game where we had to make some pitches to get off the field, and as did they. But we just kind of set the tone so much, and they were chasing too many runs, and we were able to finish it off. Yeah, it was great to see him bounce back that way. He was just real competitive. That's my biggest takeaway there. It wasn't didn't think his stuff was any better. There wasn't a whole lot different to that. He even had a couple of walks in there too, but it wasn't. He didn't give in. He was very, very competitive. He made big pitches, and he kind of kept the innings short so we could continue to score and get in there and stretch the lead for him.
I think it's huge. I think it just gives us a lot more confidence than when it's your first time going there. You kind of know what to expect. You know the environment a little bit more. But I think it's just going to give us even more confidence than it did last year, where a lot of us, it was our first time. So I think it's huge. Like, we have everybody behind us. So I think that's going to be different than when obviously we're LSU and Tennessee. Our parents and our families were there, but there's a lot smaller crowd. So just to have everyone behind us is going to be really huge for us. Yeah, I think it puts you at ease a little bit more. I mean, especially like Tennessee, they had a little bit of a rowdy crowd last year. So I think knowing that like a lot of the people in their stands are people that you know.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by NextGen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Ben McLaughlin from the Husker Radio Network. Ben, how are we doing this morning?
Excellent, gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
Gentle Ben, man, are you missing me in Minnesota? I know you got your little sidekick with you now. I got no problems with my man Handles, but I mean, we've had some epic moments in Minnesota.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I don't keep mean to bring it up, sore wounds, but every time I see the Viking ship, I think of that, and I see it a lot because we always stay downtown, and so every time we're busting in, that's the first thing I think of. And honestly, the first thing I think of isn't how you ended up there, which is like where most people would go. It's like, I don't know how you got in. I don't know how you found your way in there. That's the first thing I think of every time I go there.
It is really impressive.
Have I ever told that part of the story where when I was calling Greg, he was walking me through the entrance as though I was in the right building. So he said, look for the buses. So there was a singular bus that was way on the other side of the building, and you had to go down below ground.
Yeah.
So there was one lone security person there. It's an older black lady, and she was so cool. Like, I had my backpack, and they had scanners, but nobody.
Yeah, I know exactly what entrance you walk, because that's where we went in when we played there in COVID.
Yeah, so
you went down that ramp, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you went down that ramp and kind of like the dungeony looking basement, and it's not a huge area.
It's little. I was like, God, this is kind of raggedy for the outside of the building. And I'm joking with her. And she's like, oh, baby, just go ahead. She said, nobody's here. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, she didn't even. So I didn't tell that part because it was embarrassing. I was like, well, no bleep why nobody's here. Like, this is where we're supposed to be. But I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah. So I had no idea how you got in there, but we hit keys. We hit keys this morning for breakfast.
Oh man, what I get there? Did I get? Was that the morning I got grits? We walked there. Okay,
we walked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you hit my other hot spot. We've had some good food there.
It's a great food city. And like, I'm not a big city guy. Like, take it or leave it. Like, you've seen me in New York, like not my jam.
Yeah.
Like New York's not, I don't love Chicago, and I'm very much in the minority on that. And Minneapolis is just
overrated, and people get mad at me.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Well, I'm on your team on that. And Minnesota is just meh. Like, it's okay. Like, it's tolerable. Like, big cities just aren't for me. And so but there are some great spots here. Great spots.
You got our same server?
Yes, I did. Yeah. And I think because we weren't even really in her, because you remember with that table that we sat at the steakhouse.
Yeah.
Was kind of like in that back corner, like it's sectioned off.
Yep.
We were in the next section over. And I think she because I had a red shirt on. But it did say Huskers on it, but it was a red shirt. And so she came over and she's like, "Oh, this isn't really my section, but I got you guys tonight." And I was like,
"That's awesome."
Yeah, you know. And then the owner comes over and he goes, "Hey, thanks for coming back." Like, so I don't know what it is, but that place is
that was a great we had a great meal. I mean, of course, Casey's,
I don't think he loved it.
Big, but
I really don't think he loved it. He loved your vegetables.
Getting too big of a pork chop. I mean,
just don't eat the part you don't want, bud. It's not that hard.
But he's a plate cleaner.
Yeah, well, I mean, he needs to learn some things.
He just wasn't interested in leaving food on his plate.
Yeah.
How is Nick? Is he a particular eater?
He's predictable. Like, I know what he's going to get most. And he and I have a very similar, like, we usually pick out 2 or 3 things on the menu, and most of the time it's the same stuff that he likes that I like. So, like, I had his order pegged before he even said it. Like, I knew exactly what he was going to go for last night.
Is he a ribeye guy? He strikes me as a ribeye guy.
He went, well, he has his family here. And so he he went chops because his wife had never gotten the chops, and that's what they're for.
Right,
but he also got a strip. So, yeah.
You need more DB in your life, or you're going to get some variety. Sometimes I want fish. Sometimes I want sushi. Sometimes I want a steak. You were the bunch of standards.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, I said this to Nick yesterday. It's funny how my mind's kind of shifted while we're on the road, because, like, Minneapolis is a great example. Greg and I would come here all the time, and Greg had his spots.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we never deviated from these spots. Like, okay, we go to Ann Arbor, we're going to Zingerman's. We're going to Chicago, we're going to Giordano's. Like, I know before I even pack the suitcase what I'm going to be eating for the week.
Yeah.
And I remember one time, like, look, man, these places are great, but, like, Minneapolis has a lot of restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Let's maybe try a different one. Like, let's go someplace else.
Yeah, because I suggested a different place in Minnesota, and you're like, hey, let's just go here.
But that's what I'm saying is my mind has shifted, and now it's like, now that Greg's gone, like, I want to go to all these places that he's got. Like, we passed a Potbelly driving to the ball field yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, we have to go there. And I never understood his obsession with Potbelly, like the most basic sandwich shop ever, which is way overpriced, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't get it, man.
$14 for a sandwich? I mean, come on.
Yeah, and we have them in Omaha. Like, it's not like it's.
That's the thing. It's that we have them here. Like, hey, we've got that at home.
And I'm not doing that. Like,
no,
I'm already working on Oregon. I'm already working on Eugene.
Well, yeah, we can talk because I was just there, and so it's an interesting place. Eugene.
And that's Jess's post. That's that post birthday weekend. Like, I mean, she likes fish. I think we have to acquiesce. Kyle just may have to be mad at us.
Yes, I think so. But you do a good job catering to everybody, though.
I try. I make sure we have we've got our bases covered. Kyle's the easiest because as long as they have chicken fingers or
pasta and vegetables,
yeah, then we're good.
Most restaurants have water and iced tea, so we're covered there.
Hey, like, so that thing's it's black and smoky. How did get that color?
Charcoal.
I really got the smoked charcoal drink.
You like that? You really like that was a good spot too.
Because people that don't know your delivery. I'm not gonna give them up. I was with a baseball parent not too long ago, and they were like, "What do you think of Ben?" And I go,
They asked you that? I'm scared to know what you said.
I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "That is my guy." I said, I think I overwhelmed him early because he couldn't really figure out why I liked him. But I said his delivery, and they're like, "Yeah, sometimes we just don't know how to take it." I said, "Oh, that's everybody. Don't worry. If you don't, you have to spend more than 15 or 20 minutes with them because if they get you in a small dose, it's like, God, that guy hates me."
No, not at all. Especially the baseball parents. Because there must be a new parent. Because the ones that have been around kind of know what they're getting with me at this point in time. So I just got a Facebook message from one of the old ones just now. So I don't know what it is, but it's a unique crew of people.
Let me ask you, at what point in that game did you think you're returning to like the House of Horrors? Because a lot of times it isn't good when you're in Minnesota. Were you thinking, what is it about this goddamn city?
Yeah. It was probably the 4-walk inning with Yasa.
Yeah.
Because I could tell he had just lost it. Whatever command he had was gone. When he went to a 3-2 curveball, I'm like, okay, he's looking for something here. And they're good. They're not bad. Their offense, they've hit 72 homers as a team.
You realize their ERA is top 18 in the country.
Yeah, 2 7-game win streaks. So it's not like I expected to come in here and just roll them over. And here's the other thing is they need a win. They have to have a win this weekend to for sure clinch a spot in the Big Ten tournament.
Well, you saw how they stacked their rotation. You see, we get the stud today.
Yeah, well, and they saved their ace to piggyback off their best start. So and he was throwing yesterday. So when they were up, what was it, 4-1? He was warming up in the pen and he was going to go the last 5 innings. Well, then we dump an 8 spot or 7 spot on him, and they're like, okay, you're going to sit him down. And so whatever start is the best, whether it's today or Saturday, they're going to bring him in and just try to go for the 5-out or 5-inning save because they're not going to rely on. I think it's Penn State has to beat Maryland or lose to Maryland this weekend for them to for sure get in, and they don't want to leave that in somebody else's hands. So it's an interesting spot, really.
Yeah, but it's interesting for both teams. I think obviously you've got Minnesota trying to get into the Big Ten tournament, and then Nebraska probably needing a sweep to keep their regional hosting hopes alive. Is that? It's always weird with baseball, right? Because you have a good starter on the other side, and no matter how much better you are, sometimes it just doesn't matter. How aware are the guys of just if we want to host, we probably have to get all 3 of these?
Yeah, they're aware. They're aware. Their kids are on their phones, and this is what they're playing for. This is their goal, and so you better believe they're paying attention to what's going on. They're following the RPI. Which is at 12 this morning, by the way. I know people are probably curious what movement happened last night with SC and Oregon. So I think they're very aware, but they're also hyper-focused. If you heard some of the conversations that these guys had at breakfast or on the bus, how does this team win games? Because of the nonsense that they're talking about. But they do a great job of locking in when it's time to go compete. And I think that's kind of, their mindset here is, we got to go, today, for example, you're handing the ball to Horn and, you're trying to go take a series, and a win for Nebraska today would solidify them as the 2 seed in the tournament next week. So they're really trying to kind of hone in on a day at a time because I think I was on with you guys after SC. That kind of felt like the last weekend of the year, and there was still so much baseball to be played at that point. And so I think for them, it's just okay, UCLA right now, I think is bored. They've been the number 1 team all year. They've just kicked the crap out of everybody. They're ready for the postseason. And so I think that's what you saw last night and them getting thumped by Washington. They're just bored. Nebraska, I think, is trying to hone in on the 9 innings in front of them. And today it's Minnesota, and hopefully, you grab the series today and play for a sweep tomorrow.
How much of the fact that you talk about those personalities and kind of their chemistry and loosey-goosey plays into why they're never in or clearly out of any games that they're playing?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot. I think it's a large part of it. I think they're very they believe and they believe in each other. Like think about that 6th inning yesterday. You got the top of the order up. They had scored 3 straight innings with 2 runs, and it appeared like they had control of the game. Moyer bounces a single up the middle, and then it's just kind of on from there, and they do it in a lot of different ways. And I think with this team, we've talked, the 3 of us have talked so much this year about all this offense needs is a spark. They need the lighter to flick on, and then a lot of times the fire just spreads. And Minnesota found that out the hard way yesterday. Like, this team gets up on you in a hurry, and it's 1 through 9 in their order. And once they kind of get that first domino to fall, the belief factor just takes over from there. And they don't think they're going to do it. They know they're going to, win the game. And I think that's exactly what you saw manifest yesterday.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I thought kind of the more impressive inning for me was the 7th, where Minnesota does respond with a couple runs in the bottom of the 6th, right? Where that's what, 8-6 at that point. Like, that's still very much a ball game. And Nebraska comes back and puts up another crooked number in the 7th, where if they don't do that, things easily could have still been in flux late in that game if Nebraska doesn't come back after Minnesota scores a couple runs. I like the mentality of being able to extend that pressure over multiple innings. That's hard to do in baseball.
And I think other teams probably know something's coming at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool to see because, in that inning, it was kind of the bottom half of the order. Like, Overbeek's double was huge. That brought in 2. And as we know with him, as the weather warms up, so does he. It's just kind of been his style, since he's been here. He's gotten some big hits. Great to see Rhett Stokes put a good swing on a ball in that inning with the infield drawn in. And they capitalize. And they're taking, in that inning, you've got a man at second, and I think it was Beek actually after the double. Stokes had squared around a bunt late to drag, so it pulled the third baseman in, and Overbeek swipes third base. And then so what happens is Minnesota has to bring their infield in, and Stokes rips a single through the left side. Like, those little things, those added 90s add up, and you're going to need stuff and plays like that in the postseason, because it's such a momentous style of an atmosphere that you need those plays that get the dugout into the game. And Nebraska tends to execute those moments at a high level.
How about him just watching guys go with that pitch? There's nothing prettier than when lefties go that way, and it's just a thing of beauty. But what do
It helps when it comes off the bat at 108 too.
I think all of it looks pretty when it comes off at 108.
So listen, clearly you're good at what you do, but more of why I listen is just because I know you so well. I'm listening to you guys through the delay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that's how you sound. That's how you guys are going back and forth.
Just exasperated.
Listen, I'm literally in tears. It was even funnier than the 4-walk. Cause you just have a vibe. Like, I know your temperament, and how much of what the actual conversation is parallel to what you were actually thinking about what the bleep is taking so long.
So I ended up I ended up taking the picture of Coach Childress because that's exactly how I felt. Like how he was sitting in the dugout is how I felt. He's just sitting there,
waiting,
like leaning forward on the bench. It was epic. And what pissed me off even more was after the game, finding out why it took so long is why I got when I really got upset. So for those that don't have any idea what we're talking about, there's a play at first base, there's a collision. Their coach, Ty McDevitt, comes out, argues with the umpire, wants them to talk about something, malicious contact, whatever the case might have been. They come back out after talking for a few minutes, no change. He comes back out and argues again. They meet again, and then after the second debate. Then they go review. Well, when they went to go review, at that time, Minnesota and Ty McDevitt wanted to put the game under protest, saying that Minnesota didn't have the ability to make a play after the out at first base, although there was no play to be made because Nebraska didn't take an extra base or anything. So the play was completely inconsequential. Well, they needed to get in a golf cart, drive around wherever, go find a rule book, and needed the exact verbiage and language of the rule book to get the game under protest. And I didn't even think the game ended up in protest. So there was a lot going on. The delay took, I think, north of 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It was the most ridiculous thing ever. And no one knew what was going on. The Minnesota didn't know what was going on. Nebraska didn't know what was going on. Our coaches didn't know what was going on. And yeah, we went through a large rabbit hole of story time in that 25-minute delay.
So let me ask you, behind the dish, with Fikes barreling up stuff the way he is, you're still trying to find ways to get Wordley in the lineup. Is Fikes, is that emergence more about being the battery mate for Jasa? Is it wanting to get another bat in the lineup? How do you think, because we've seen Bolt, like he's going to go with what's current. Like, how do you think that settles?
It's a great question. Coach Bolt and I kind of talk about it before every game when he tells me the lineup. It's a conundrum because you think about it, and this all hinges on Jeski's hamstrings because he has to DH. He cannot play the outfield with his leg. So that spot, that flex spot, is automatically off because you're not taking him out of the lineup. That dude barrels up everything always. So that's situations is what it is. And then you've got, as you said, the catcher situation with Fikes and with Worthley, and those two have been two of your best hitters the last couple of weeks. And you throw Jeske in there, those have been your three best hitters the last 2 weeks. And so he has no choice but to put those names on the lineup card. And Jeter's such a tremendous athlete. He'll figure it out wherever you put him. So Nebraska put him in left field where he has plenty of reps there in left field. Jet Buck was the odd man out yesterday, but even he had 2 multi-hit games back to back. So it's a good problem to have. And you're trying to kind of mix and match, but as long as, Fikes had 2 more yesterday that he hit over 100 miles an hour. Like, as long as he's hitting the ball like that, and he's very good defensively, you have to put him in the lineup. Like, you can't afford that bat on the bench.
It's totally the rec specs. Like those lens, he's got to be seeing that thing's got to look like, I was going to say watermelon, but I'm not. That thing's got to look like a grapefruit to him.
Beach ball.
Yeah, we'll go beach ball. I don't want to hear your jokes.
I didn't make any jokes. I never make jokes.
But yeah, I work with a closet racist.
That's not true.
I have to keep the material to a minimum.
That's not true at all.
Like when I do these interviews, I need to sit between the two of you.
That's the show every day.
I know. I listen. So I think with Fikes, it's really cool because we're still figuring him out because he's very quiet. We talk about the personalities on the team. He's love Larry, not the most outward with his emotions or conversations. Like, you don't really know what's going on between the ears because he's just so quiet. But one thing we are learning, he's a hyper competitive dude. Like, just with his body language and how he is, like. He took a called strike 3 yesterday. That was a terrible call. Like, there's just no two ways about it. It was north of the letters. And he turns around and just stares at the umpire. Like, didn't even say anything, just stared at him. And I don't think the coaching staff loved it so much. I did because I love seeing that fire and that competitiveness from, this is your third string catcher coming into the season. And with Mike and Miller's injury early, he had to be that guy. And Jeter's been Superman catching all those innings. But they needed a backup. And so Trey kind of stepped in, and he has more hits in this now. I believe it's 6, might be 7, 6-game hitting streak than he has the whole year combined. So, to say he's hot is the understatement of the year.
And he's hitting that thing hard. Even his outs are legit.
Yeah. And it's not even just that he's barreling up pitches, but the at-bats are really good. Like, his approach with 2 strikes, his best at-bat against Iowa, what was he 5 for 9 in the series? His best at bat wasn't even a base hit. It was a walk. He was down 0-2. He fouled off 2 heaters at his knuckles. He spits on 3 sliders down and away, and then takes a ball 4 where he doesn't even lift the bat off his shoulder on a chase pitch and drew a walk. So he's very confident and comfortable in there, and he's got a good eye, and he's swinging at the right pitches.
Ben, as you look through the next couple games of the series here tonight and tomorrow, what are you looking for from the pitching with Nebraska? Obviously, Carson struggled through things a little bit when he lost his command. What are you hoping to see the next 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, sure, it'd be nice to see Ty back up another good start with another one today, because I think that's just going to solidify your rotation. And again, like, this is when he took off last year. So if you can start to, see him grab a hold of that Saturday spot. I want to see a couple of the bullpen arms, not Jay Sean Unger, come in and be effective, because I still think we're looking for a few roles to be filled going into the postseason in terms of trust with what the coaches have to get the ball to Jay Sean. So when you start to look at what those pieces look like, it was okay from Novacek yesterday. He got the big strikeout with the bases loaded, which was the pitch that mattered. But still looking at what some guys can do behind him. Tucker was awesome yesterday. I think, he's been rock solid. But for me, it's, get in there, and if you have a lead, get in there and pump strikes, let your defense work behind you, and, let the coaching staff, let Rob Childress feel really good about who he's handing the ball to, in the Big Ten tournament and beyond in the regionals.
With the Brewers so close, have you talked to the Lane train?
Yep, they got in yesterday. So we're gonna get together tonight after his game, and then hopefully hit a breakfast tomorrow before we have to bus out. I think he is planning on coming over to the yard just to see Siebert one more time. Humble himself a little bit, going from Siebert Field on the campus of Minnesota to Target Field, one of the nicer big league ballparks, in my opinion. Go back to his humble roots and spend some time in our booth before he goes to do his big league stuff.
At some point, somebody's going to have to explain to me, and maybe it's Lane, like, at what year aren't the Brewers supposed to be good that they're not good? Like, I don't know how they're doing it year after year, but you look up, the Cubs have been on a heater, and the Brewers are still right there. This wasn't supposed to be their year either.
They're just getting healthy. They're just now finally getting Churio and getting, they're in Terang. They're just now getting guys healthy, which is the scary thing if you're the Central.
Yeah, and listen, I know Miz is going to be day to day with his health, but I'm like, you just look at it and it's like that organization quietly, like, they've lost a ton.
Yeah.
From managers to players to front office, and it just hasn't mattered.
Apparently it doesn't matter.
They just keep moving, man. I've had to become a Brewers fan, which was weird, but I do support Lane, so I got to keep an eye on the old crew from time to time. So it was nice. It was nice to find out that they were here in the Twin Cities at the same time. It rarely works out that way.
Hey, will the real Kansas City please stand up?
Yeah. I'm sitting down for a reason. It's just been a weird year. Like, April went exactly how it always does. And then May, it's like, okay, like, maybe there is something there. And the Guardians are about to go win 20 straight games like they always do, just kind of toying with the rest of the division. So I've seen this movie before. I know how it ends.
But still, you've lost, 4 or 5 in a row. You're still only 4.5 out. Like, the division isn't like, ooh.
Well, it's the worst division in baseball. I mean, the Royals will finish, 500, somewhere thereabout, and there'll be glimpses and there'll be tailspins and everything in between. But, we'll enjoy it while we've got it. It's going to be a fun MLB postseason, I think. I'm pretty excited for that. But, yeah, the Royals continue to be a mystery, a Rubik's Cube that nobody can figure out, if you will.
I'm excited, too. I'll have all October just to pay attention to football.
Yeah. Yeah, they're officially the Dead Sox. 10.5 in that division, it might as well be 30.
I was excited coming into this year too.
Yeah, I know you liked your staff. How'd that work out for
you? Not great. Staff and sticks, not doing anything.
Yeah, hitting the ball's been a problem for you guys too.
Been a problem. Let's be honest. Then there's been none of it's not been a problem.
Now you know how I felt being a Charlotte Hornets fan for so long.
You just have to wait another year. You'll be just fine.
You've got Con Knipple. You're fine.
Now it's good. It's okay now. So, but it wasn't for a long time.
Listen,
you guys had the best drip in the entire, maybe in all of pro sports.
I told Joel Lorenzi you guys would be in the playoffs next year, and he laughed at me. So I can't wait for you guys to be good.
Well, he was laughing at Utah more than anything.
Well, I said Charlotte first.
He was the Utah take was, I think, the one that sent him.
And they're closer to being, they're going to be good too.
I mean, especially if AJ DeBonza can bully his way to number 2.
There you go.
All right, Benny Mac, we
enjoy.
appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
Take
buddy.
care.
Coming up next, one of everybody's favorites, the Big A, Anthony Stabile. We've got the Preakness coming up, and we'll talk a little horse racing, and I'm sure some other stuff with Anthony. I can't imagine what else will come up. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. We'll be right back. Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, I mean, it's we've played well in this ballpark, and our guys feel comfortable and confident. We've had a lot of good moments in this park, and yeah, it was good to see us kind of set the tone for this one. I mean, we got up to an 8-0 lead, and there were maybe some moments in the game where we had to make some pitches to get off the field, and as did they. But we just kind of set the tone so much that they were chasing too many runs, and we were able to finish it off. Yeah, it was great to see him bounce back that way. He was just real competitive. That's my biggest takeaway there. It wasn't didn't think his stuff was any better. There wasn't a whole lot different to that. He even had a couple of walks in there too, but it wasn't. He didn't give in. He was very, very competitive. He made big pitches, and he kind of kept the innings short so we could continue to score and get in there and stretch the lead for him.
I think it's huge. I think it just gives us a lot more confidence than when it's your first time going through. You kind of know what to expect. You know the environment a little bit more. But I think it's just going to give us even more confidence than it did last year, where a lot of us, it was our first time. So I think it's huge. Like, we have everybody behind us. So I think that's going to be different than when obviously we're LSU and Tennessee. Our parents and our families were there, but there's a lot smaller crowd. So just to have everyone behind us is going to be really huge for us. Yeah, I think it puts you at ease a little bit more. I mean, especially like Tennessee, they had a little bit of a rowdy crowd last year. So I think knowing that like a lot of the people in their stands are people that you know.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Journalism is getting closer now. He's behind a wall of horses. He's looking for a place to go, and he's got nowhere to go. Oh, he bumped hard with Gloriated. In the meanwhile, Oscar's running the race of his life, and Sandman has entered the scene, and he has moved up on the far outside. Journalism is still running on. He's back into second. He might even win it. There's the wire. Oh, my fight about.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by the one and only Big A, Anthony Stabile. What's up, buddy? How we doing?
Gentlemen, what's happening?
Just trying to make it, man. Just trying to make it.
We had to use, apparently, this is what Shane told me when he came in here earlier. He goes, hey,
he wanted the Preakness.
He wanted the Preakness from last year because the Kentucky Derby wasn't good enough for him, Big A.
I asked for, you know what I asked for? I asked for the same thing I asked for the last time. So I'm just going to take it on myself. Omaha, Nebraska. Acknowledge me. Look at this guy already, man. Just give me some tribal chief. That's that, by the way, boys. Subway Series weekend. Please get the money this week.
Hey,
Please get the money this weekend.
Were you like, oh, thank God, Soto's foot's okay. He could go back walking and hitting a home run every 12 games.
I was like a good Italian boy the night that happened. I went to bed. I said my novella. I said, please, God, I need to see number 22 in the 3 spot DH tomorrow. And please, can we just leave the guy in the DH spot now? We got the kids are all right. My 2 favorite numbers, 3 and 9. Carson Benj, AJ Ewing. Center and right. Do whatever you got to do in left with this MJ Melendez getting pinch hit for in the 5th. This Carlos Mendoza boy, this guy got to be a cat in another life. How many lives does this dude have?
Are you really letting? I get it. The 3-game win streak. I think you've won 7 out of 10. Are you allowing yourself to get excited?
I never was not. Listen, I've been a Mets fan my entire life. It has prepared me for life.
It's exciting.
I deal with disappointment and rejection and misery. Listen, when Hurricane Sandy hit the Atlantic Ocean was in my apartment. True Italian mama's boy from Queens.
Yeah.
Basement of apartment at mom's house. The only thing that survived, 2 things survived. A teddy bear that I won her in a 4th grade raffle. Because while everybody else was spending their money like on Scholastic Book Fair, I was buying raffle tickets at 10. I won her exactly. I won her a 4-foot teddy bear, and it is sitting in my garage on top of 2 seats from Shea Stadium when they closed it down. The only things that survived were the teddy bear and Shea Stadium because the misery that those seats have seen from 1964 to 2008. Hurricane, there's no hurricane on the planet. A global eliminator, an asteroid hit. Them seats are going to survive.
Who's your favorite?
David Wright.
I was going to say obscure. I guess that would count.
Oh, it's not obscure. Wright's too good to be
I mean,
obscure.
but he's the always what could have been guy.
Sure, but he was
Mookie Wilson. If you are a true New York Mets fan and you make a top 5 list and Mookie Wilson isn't on it, you're not a true New York Mets fan. Because that guy sat with them seats in that misery from 80 to 86. With Ellis Valentine and Craig Swan and Hubie Brooks and Ron Hodges and Mike Fitzgerald and O'Neill Allen, Doug Sis.
I actually liked Hubie Brooks. He wore
Hubie Brooks. That's how part of the trade for Carter. Hubie Brooks, Mike Fitzgerald, and I can't remember the 3rd piece for Gary Carter.
Were you a John Franco guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that first pitch the other night was embarrassing, but yes, I'm a John Franco.
Listen,
Brooklyn guy, Bensonhurst guy.
He has on that noodle.
I was gonna say there is no more juice left in that thing.
It's sad. It's sad.
Who's
Listen,
the guy that lost his finger? What about Bobby Ojeda?
I got a great Bobby O story. 2019, I'm in Saratoga, right? The head of I was about to say the head of security because that's the one that usually called me, but it was the head of the marketing, the head of press department. Pat McKenna called me. He's like, "Hey, come to box 308 or whatever." Head up. Bobby Ojeda sitting there. I was like, "Wow." Now I'm like 9 years old again. I was there for Game 7, by the way. I was at Game 7 when they won the World Series. God was looking out for me because he's like, "You're going to get one. Here it is. You're going to be there, and then you could be miserable for the next 70 years of your life." I mean, that gets me to 79, and I don't know if there's any tickets on me getting to 79. That's another story. Anyway, Bobby O's sitting there. It's a Wednesday. I was doing my radio gig at the time. I start talking to him, telling him how my mom thinks He got robbed of the MVP, the World Series MVP award. They gave it to Ray Knight because he hit the home run in Game 7. He tells me to get my mom on a phone. He starts talking to my mom. Got a winner for me today. Yeah, I like 2 horses. Bing, bing. $14, $10. Comes back the next day, has a signed picture for my mom, has the ring with him, and comes on my radio show for 20 minutes. Bobby O's my dude.
Okay.
Oh, Bobby O.
You know what my favorite random met? Benny Agbayani.
I thought you were going to say Wally Backman, loose cannon.
Solo shot Game 3 against the Giants in the LDS series. I was at the Meadowlands betting trotters with my best friend. I was by a bar doing a lemon drop shot. Benny Agbayani, the Hawaiian.
Lemon drop shot. That's like my man over here being in love with seltzers.
He's so.
I was 23. I didn't know any better.
Listen, he's so judgmental about what other people drink. Like, some people need a little bit of flavor in there. They're not just choking down lighter fluid, you know.
Well, Robbie, listen, us closet racists got to sit together. I mean, really, this dude. This is what I've heard. This is what I heard out of dude's mouth today. He's talking about gingers.
Yep.
He's talking about fellow Queens boys, the Jerky Boys.
Yep.
And he called his partner a closet racist. I mean, this guy is wilding out today, man.
That's pretty big.
It's gotta be Friday.
Oh, shoot.
Speaking of closet
I'm going to let you ask about Taj Mahal.
Speaking of closet racism, I'm obviously rooting for Taj Mahal.
Mules and Jewels over here.
I've actually been to the Taj Mahal.
I lost a lot of money in the Taj Mahal, but I think we went to 2 different ones. Mine's in Atlantic City.
I've actually never been to Jersey, so
keep it that way.
What do we like in there? Obviously, Taj Mahal I've got him at 5-1, which I believe is tied for the favorite still. Is that right?
No, he's tied for second choice. Iron Honor is your 9-2 morning line favorite.
Okay, yes, yeah.
He's the local horse. He's 3 for 3. All of his wins have been at Laurel. First, and looks like only time they're going to run the Preakness at Laurel because they're redoing Pimlico. I'll believe that when I see it. Yeah, I mean, his problem, Ravi, is he's speed from the rail, and there are no less than 3 other true natural speed horses in the race, and they're probably a little faster than him. I think he's part of I don't like him at all. I think he's part of the reason you're playing this race because he's going to take money, whether it'll be 5-1 or somewhere in the 7 to 8-1 range, which I think is probably a little bit more likely because, you know, in these races that the national names, the household names, and people know Brittany and Sheldon Russell from the Mid-Atlantic and here on the East Coast, but, you know, the people betting their deuces and their 5s and their 10s and their 20s, they know Chad Brown and they know Fabian Pratt, and that horse will take more money than a horse like Taj Mahal. So if you like him, you're probably going to get a little bit better than that 5-1 on the morning line.
All right. So I got to ask you, since Shane can't keep a girlfriend, he's a big Star Wars fan and he's extra short. I hear a lot of talk about Napoleon Solo. So 8-1, I mean, right around there. There are so many short odds. Are you trying to find some value in the next crop?
I have to give my man Chad Summers, who trains him, some props. In 2011, I was sitting in a public assistance office fighting for my health care and my food stamps. And Chad and I have been friends for about 4 years. And he called me up. He said, get your fat ass out of that office and over the 570 Elmont Road. And he got me an interview and a job selling sports advertising. And I completely sucked at it. But I made some money and it got me rolling. And it got me to my Mohegan Sun gig. And he called me 2 years later. He's like, hey, we got some room at HRN, the radio station. We want to bring you there. And he got me rolling. My heart is rooting for Napoleon Solo as hard as it possibly can tomorrow afternoon. Because Chad Summers helped me at a time when a lot of people wanted nothing to do with me, and he did it twice. He is a good dude, a great dude. I hope the horse wins off the screen. He is one of those aforementioned speed horses, though. He's got to have to deal with are the horses on the front end. You know, a lot of people have been talking about how the Japanese horses went and set a pace in the Kentucky Derby. The fact of the matter is the first half mile was quick enough. It wasn't anything crazy. I think you're going to see some fast fractions tomorrow afternoon. I think they're going to really heat up Saturday evening. So it's hard for me to envision him rating from off the pace when his best races have been when he's on the lead by himself. But I would love to see it happen. But yeah, to your question, I think there's a chance for some real balloons here. And as far as Shane not being able to hold a girlfriend, he's got my number. I didn't tell you guys this when I did Derby. Back in April, I was in the hospital for 12 days. I don't think we talked about this.
No.
I had if I was a hockey player, I would have what you would call a lower body injury. Put it like that. Lower body injury put me on the shelf. I went to go see Rodman on Wednesday. I had to go see Rodman Wednesday just to make sure that we were covered and we come off the IL soon. So I saw Rodman Wednesday.
Wait,
speaking of gingers, everything's okay.
Was Rodman your rehab stint? Was that your rehab start?
This is when you go see Rodman. You go see Rodman when it's been a while and you need the dirty work done. That's when you go see Rodman. Gonna jump into the seats, gonna get on the floor and get the ball.
Just had to go get 2 innings in at AAA? Like, that's that?
No. That's Jordan. Jordan's resting comfortably in Brooklyn right now. I had to go to Strong Island. I had to go check everything out. Everything's good though, boys, just so everybody knows. So Shane, if you need me, you got the number, buddy. Give me a call. Listen, you started this off with gingers this morning. That was the end of it. I was like, all right.
This dude.
That's why I'm wearing the orange today. Please get the money. We get the money all week this week.
He's like, hey, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. All right. I got to sit. Okay. All right.
You good? 20 sec. Take a 20.
Super tight field with the short lines. Will posts matter?
You know, so here's the biggest difference between Pimlico and Laurel. And as we actually get into the reason I'm here, Laurel has a much longer stretch than Pimlico. So, right, because the biggest misnomer about Pimlico, whenever you like it, and I almost missed the narrative this year. The tight turns at Pimlico, the biggest misnomer in all of horse racing.
Mm-hmm.
The truth of the matter is, it's not the tight turns; it's the fact that the stretch isn't particularly long. This stretch is much longer. So there's more of a run to the first turn, and there's more of a run from the final turn to the wire. So it kind of mitigates any bad posts. I mean, the horse is drawn outside.
You got a chance for catch-up speed?
Say that again?
Are you saying you kind of have a chance to make up
Yeah.
ground? Okay.
Yeah. When I started looking at the race, I said to myself, all right, I want to find some horses that are going to be not on that early pace, maybe just off of it or coming from behind. I'm going to go to Incredibolt, number 12 horse, Riley Mott, son of the greatest trainer of all time, Bill Mott. This horse did some running in a couple of spots in the Derby, had a little bit of traffic trouble. But when he made the last run, he was really motoring late when when Golden Tempo and Renegade were grinding to get the 1-2. He was making up considerable ground. So the fact that he's coming back quick, the fact that this is probably the most underwhelming Triple Crown race I've ever handicapped professionally or as a fan. And the fact that I think he has a good deal of talent. And I think as he gets older, he's going to get better. I know it's only 2 weeks later, but with racing comes maturity. And I think he's got that here. But I'm going to tell you the horse that I know there are people out there that bet 4 or 5 times a year. The horse right to his inside, the number 11, Corona de Oro. He was the only also eligible that did not scratch into the Kentucky Derby. He would have been the number 24. His trainer, Dallas Stewart, has made a living throwing the proverbial monkey wrench into these races. Commanding Curve, second at a huge price. I think he was 35-1 in 2014 Derby. Golden Soul, 38-1, I believe. Second, 2013 Derby. Tale of Verve, 30-something to 1, second to American Pharaoh in the Preakness in 2015. He's done it in Breeders' Cup races. He's done it in all the big. He's on the big stage. He is the spoiler. He gets Hall of Fame rider John Velasquez in the boot. Now, people are going to say, well, he looks like he's a speed horse. He's not as fast as these others, and his best race was when he came from off the pace. So I think you're going to have the first 4 or 5 jostling for the lead, and I think he'll be sitting in that second flight of horses. He'll make first run on these horses. He's going to be a huge price. So if you're out there and you're just looking to bet the long shot, as everybody says, to me, it's the 11 Corona d'Oro. I think he can win the race. I really think he can win the race. I never bet 2 horses to win, guys. You know I'm as opinionated as I am fat. I'm betting Incredibolt with a big bet, and then I'm going to Dutch a little bit and make a small win bet on Corona d'Oro. And then I'm going to try and hook up a 12-11, 11-12. I'm going to use the 5 Talkin'. He gets a Rod Ortiz Jr. He comes out of the Bluegrass in Kentucky. He only got beat a length or so for second because the winner, Further Ado, who didn't run well in the Derby, he loves that racetrack, Keeneland, where they run the Bluegrass. So you almost take him out of the equation. He ran well. This is his 3rd start of the year. He gets the best rider in the country in the Rod Ortiz Jr. aboard. Not that Joel's my favorite rider, but Joel's in California now. I think Talkin's going to run a big race. So the 3 horses I gave you are 5-1, 30-1, and 20-1 on the morning line. And I'm not trying to be the contrarian here. I just feel like there's a chance to make money here. The 2 horses that'll probably be the 2 favorites are Oselli, who's never won a race. So when you hear the word maiden for the next 36 hours, watching telecasts and reading stuff on social media, he's never won a race. He ran 3rd in the Derby at 70-1. I didn't go to the wedding at 70-1. I don't want to go to the funeral at 5-1. That's not for me. And Iron Honor, the number 9, his worst race was when he went 2 turns for the first time. Now the blinkers come off. He gets a rider change to Flavien Prat. This horse is going to be the favorite. And again, like Taj Mahal and Oselli, I think they're the reason you want to bet. If you're betting this race seriously, like I am, and you look at this, I'm licking my chops. I got 2 5-1 shots and a 9-2 shot that I think are extremely, extremely vulnerable. So I'm going to mess around with the 12 and the 11 to win. I'm going to throw Talkin' in my exotics, some tries. 12, 11, 5 are the official numbers.
So what's the difference between like Oselli and Taj Mahal and maybe somebody like Chip Honcho, who we're 20 minutes in. We haven't even talked about the 6.
Yeah, I don't get him. As the distances have got longer, he's become less effective. Again, he is a speed horse. So Taj Mahal from the rail going to try to go to the lead. I think Robusta, who did not get off particularly well in the Derby from post 18, his game is speed. He's got some speed. Chip Honcho has speed. The 7 horse, the hell we did. Most of his races came at shorter distances. The one time he went 2 turns, he showed some speed. Iron Honor, the blinkers are coming off. He might show some speed. Napoleon Solo has speed. Corona d'Oro has some speed. Great White has some speed. Pretty Boy Maya from the 14 hole, he's got no choice but to try to leave for some position because he'll get stuck 6 wide if 4 of the horses are going. It's going to be World War VII on the front end. That's why I want horses that I think are going to be coming from off the pace.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Best in the biz, Anthony Stabile, Big A. Appreciate you as always, man.
I'll text you later just so we can firm it up.
You got it. I'll be here.
I'm
Talk to
glad
you guys to the Belmont. Have a good one, everyone.
Glad you're off the IL.
Rodman.
Jeez. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
You got it, pal.
That is the Big A, Anthony Stabile, and that's the show for today. I got to remind you, though, make sure you call our friends over at NextGen Mail Medical, 402-614-9700. If you've had a little stint on the IL and need to get back in the game as well, you may not have a Rodman working for you, but you might have NextGen Male Medical working for you, and they can help you out no matter what you're going through. If you're not feeling your best, not only can they help you out, they're going to give you a free consultation when you tell them that DB and I sent you over there to get back in the game, just like the Big A did. I don't know. I don't know if they do telemedicine for him or not.
It might be different.
I don't know. He might have some different things going on there, but give them a call, 402-614-9700. Schedule an appointment and get your free consultation when you say you came from Hurrdat Sports Live. That's the show for the week. We will be back on Monday. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Deuces.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.